Springfield, Pennsylvania at Cardinal O'Hara High School. You're tuned in to the SFBN's coverage of the Philly North Jersey Challenge alongside Moshe Kravitz. Joe Vasile here with you. Game one of our matchup today features Archbishop Carroll taking on Seton Hall Prep out of New Jersey. Archbishop Carroll, new first-year head coach with Kyle Detweiler. They're a team coming off a strong win, though, in Week 1 against Olney.
Yeah, they had a great showing in Olney, including for their new quarterback, newly minted quarterback. Russell Minor-Shaw was a fullback for Archbishop Carroll last season, and he throws 3 touchdowns, only 87 yards, but they still managed to get it going, putting up 48 points. If Russell Minor-Shaw can really get things going in the second game, have a good season, it could really mean big things for Archbishop Carroll.
Archbishop Carroll likes to spread around on offense. That could cause some problems for the Seton Hall Prep defense. They're a team that's in a little bit of transition. First-year head coach themselves and a lot of new faces on both sides of the ball.
Yes, only 6 returning starters on each side of the ball, 6 on offense, 6 on defense. They're also transitioning to different styles of both offensive and defense. We'll see a spread offense from Seton Hall Prep today, a 4-3 front for on the defensive side. The 4-3 though could bode well for them against the running game of Archbishop Carroll.
It should be a great matchup that we have on tap here today at Cardinal O'Hara. It's coming up next here on SFBN.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Bluestein, Michael & Company, certified public accountants, believe that your bottom line is as important to them as it is to you. Why? Because they care about the things that you care about. Whereas most accountants can take your numbers and put them on financial statements and tax returns, Bluestein and Michael work with you through the year to help you solve problems by providing sound professional advice. They enable you to make key business decisions, and they are with you throughout the entire year, not just tax time. Bluestein and Michael are not just hired hands. They are part of your team, and they provide professional service when you need it most. Bluestein and Michael specialize in accounting, tax, and consulting services for small businesses, primarily for the construction industry. If you're looking for yes men, hire someone else. But if you want sound advice from service-oriented CPAs, then you'll want to call Bluestein and Michael at 215-635-3200. That's Bluestein and Michael at 215-635-3200.
And welcome you back live here to Cardinal O'Hara High School in Springfield, Pennsylvania, alongside Moshe Kravitz. Joe Vasile here with you on SFBN. Getting set for game number 1 of 2 today, featuring the Archbishop Carroll Patriots and the Seton Hall Prep Pirates. Archbishop Carroll will receive the opening kick here today, so they'll start things off on offense. And we'll get a look at Aiden Gilman, their senior quarterback, or rather that's Seton Hall Prep. Pardon me, I got the wrong thing. I'm looking at Russell Minor-Shaw. We were just talking about him. Quarterback throw 11 passes last week. 3 of them went for touchdowns.
5 for 11. But you know what? He still threw for 3 touchdowns. They still won 40. They still put up 48 points and got the win over Olney. If the skies open up today, because it is a dreary day out, it's a good thing for Archbishop Carroll. They can rely on a great running game, because I don't know if in the second game of the season they want Russell Minor-Shaw to have to air it out. He's got a lot of potential, big arm, but his decision making is still in progress, we could say, and he has not really learned to read the defenses yet. He was the fullback for them last season.
That he was, so also you got to keep an eye on him, perhaps tucking away and running every now and then as well with that kind of background. We'll talk about him a little bit more as we progress today. Is set to kick it deep for Seton Hall Prep is Jordan Elisi. We are underway here today. We'll return back at the 2.
Fakes the lateral.
A little trickery on the return for McKeel Hopesdale.
Patriots received the kick. That was number 2, Joshua Bowman.
One of the other guys they had back to return there was Zebi Zarwi, a guy that could impact the game in all 3 facets. Star cornerback for Carroll. Also plays offense as a running back / wide receiver. You saw him on special teams there. And offensively, Archbishop Carroll with a big advantage on the offensive line. These kids are big, especially that left side.
Pistols set here as Minor Shaw takes the snap on first down from the 20. He'll take off and use his legs, trying to get to the edge. Close to a first down, he picked it up. 12-yard scramble on the first play of the game for Russell Minor Shaw.
And while you'd have liked to have seen the wide receivers get open to help Minor Shaw find a rhythm, he did a great job stepping up, avoiding the pressure, and gaining some yards with those legs.
Minor Shaw, week 1 for Archbishop Carroll, 4 rushes for 26 yards. First down at 10 for the Patriots. They're in the dark jerseys, moving left to right across your screen. Hard count here as they'll look over to the sideline where head coach Kyle Detweiler and his team relaying signals in. Taking off, having to scramble again is Minor Shaw. This time he's going to go down for a loss.
And that could really be a problem. On the last snap, we saw Minor Shaw step up in the pocket to avoid the rush, which was good, but he pulled the ball down very quickly into the down. You'd like to see him be a bit more patient.
That was
Tyler Cook going sideline to sideline there to make the tackle in the backfield on Minor Shaw.
Yeah.
There's some great speed on the Seton Hall defense, but they're still adjusting to the new 4-3 defense.
Handoff on second down and long. Picking up the yardage. Good shiftiness. Big gain right up the middle. That's Bowman. Trying to take it to the house. Joshua Bowman.
Joshua Bowman taking it all the way on a 3rd and long.
75 yards. 3rd touchdown of the year already for Bowman.
The senior Bowman, only 5'2", but picked up some great blocks on that far sideline there to help him lead the way. One of his wide receivers was right alongside him, gave the defenseman just a little bit of a touch, nothing illegal there, to give Bowman the space to go towards the corner and get the touchdown.
Giuliano Mastrocola on to attempt the extra point. Holding for Archbishop Carroll is Richie Kimmel. 7-0. Patriots lead it after the first possession. 10:21 left to go in the first. And Archbishop Carroll setting the tone early.
And one of the things that we had heard from Coach Detweiler before the game, you spoke to him earlier in the week, was he loves the way that he has running backs that can do everything. He has a running back that has track speed. He has a running back that can make moves inside of a phone booth, and he has a running back that can catch passes. They can do it all. They have a ginormous stable, and Bowman leads the way as their do everything 3-down back if they need him to be, and he just showed why right there.
And Bowman, like you said, this senior has the experience in the system. The other 2 running backs are Brennan Robinson and Jaleel Warren. They're just sophomores. They have a little bit more of a limited menu of plays, if you will, that they're going to run with them, but the full offense is opened up when Bowman, who, as you saw, not a big guy, just 5'2", 145 pounds, able to come through with that 75-yard touchdown run. So now Seton Hall Prep will set up for the first time to try and gain possession here off the kickoff.
One of the things that you really saw in that run by Bowman was a really high football IQ, which his coach really likes. He was able to make moves in tight spaces, really was patient and let his blockers get set up in front of him.
Travels out of bounds.
Short kick went out of bounds. It was actually fielded over on the sideline by Nicholas Gullis, wide receiver for Seton Hall Prep, and so they'll have good field position to start their first drive, and that's exactly what they need to try and set the tone. This is their first game of the season. New Jersey hasn't started its high school football season until last night, and so Archbishop Carroll already has a game under its belt. It's the first we're going to see of the Seton Hall Prep offense.
Yeah, and it really starts and ends with their star quarterback and captain, Gilman. He's committed to play at Brown University already.
That's Gilman, number 12, working out of the pistol formation. Fake a handoff to Luca de Emilio. They'll throw it deep down the right sideline, and the pass complete to Gullis. Here comes Gullis across the middle. Touchdown, Seton Hall Prep on the first play from scrimmage of the season. A 65-yard strike from Gilman to Gullis.
And Seton Hall Prep just did exactly what they wanted to do there. They're very often in the spread offense, one running back, one tight end, a great one in Busby, and 3 wide receivers. They get their quarterback Gilman on the move. They have wide receivers who can take control of the middle of the field. They have wide receivers that can take it, that can go deep. And Gullis just ran right past the secondary. I'm not exactly sure. It looked like maybe there was a miscommunication in coverage for Archbishop Carroll, and that resulted in Gullis getting behind the defense for an easy touchdown.
Zach Hoban on to attempt the extra point. Snap down, kick up, and it is good.
Zach Hoban, on for the extra
Hoban,
point
one of the best kickers in the entire nation at the high school level, with the extra point to tie us up, as Seton Hall Prep needs just one play to tie things up at 7-all.
Yeah, and you said it. Hoban is one of the greatest kickers in the country. He's already committed verbally to Rice University. And despite the turnover in personnel for the Seton Hall Prep squad, the players that stuck around are quality athletes. Gilman, Busby the tight end, you just saw Gullis, Hoban as a kicker, and they've got some great talent on defense as well that we'll see on this next possession.
Seton Hall Prep's first-year head coach, Bill Fitzgerald, has an offensive background, was the offensive coordinator at St. Peter's Prep for many years before coming over to Seton Hall Prep, and sure he's got to like exactly what he just saw there on play number 1 from scrimmage in his tenure as a head coach. Zebi Zarwi is back along with Akil Hopesdale to return the kick for Archbishop Carroll. As Hoban gets it teed up on the 40. And it was the miscue on the kickoff from Archbishop Carroll that set Seton Hall Prep up with some really good field position on that last drive.
Especially on a wet and potentially rainy day. We'll see if the skies open up again. Field possession is key. And when you've got a kicker and a punter like Hoban for Seton Hall Prep, that can be a huge advantage. You want short fields, minimize chances of turnovers, take care of the ball, and just get the ball into the end zone as quickly as you can. Oh, player down.
Yeah, we have an injury timeout. Player for Seton Hall down on the field. And with 10:03 left to go in the first quarter, we'll take our first break of the day. Game tied at 7 between Seton Hall Prep and Archbishop Carroll. Offense is looking strong early.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
And welcome you back in here to Cardinal O'Hara High School, where Archbishop Carroll and Seton Hall Prep are tied at 7, each team with a long touchdown on its first offensive possession. 75-yard rush for Joshua Bowman for the Archbishop Carroll Patriots, followed up on the first play from scrimmage, a 65-yard strike from Gilman to Nicholas Gullis for Seton Hall Prep. Russell Minor-Shaw gets back to work on the offense for Archbishop Carroll. Keep it on the ground, pickup of about 5 on first down for the Patriots.
That's Raphael Manning.
Raphael Manning, a senior, had to carry that time. He's one of 4 running backs that Archbishop Carroll will work in this game.
Gain of about 5 brings up 2nd down and 5.
The offensive line for Archbishop Carroll has to do a much better job. They have a definite size advantage over the defensive front for Seton Hall Prep. They've got to dictate the trenches.
Man in motion was Grant Butler. Give it to him on a jet sweep. Reverses course back to the middle of the field. Butler picks up a first down. Dragged down at the 35-yard line.
And that was a great job by that offensive line on that snap, sealing the edge so that their teammate could turn the corner, and then he just kind of pinballs his way for a first down.
All right, Shifty running from the senior Butler. 6 foot, 170 pounds. Is some personnel cycling on and off for Archbishop Carroll. Malachi Hansen, track athlete for Archbishop Carroll. His first year of varsity football comes onto the field, and a quick snap and flags fly. Archbishop Carroll had the false start. It was Butler and Hansen jumping a little bit too soon. You could pin the penalty on either one, whichever one you want. It'll be 1st and 15.
And these guys are not new to this team. Butler, a senior, they've got to be more disciplined if they want to win this game.
Michael Chichimara with the stop for the Pirates.
So first down and long. Line to gain is all the way up at the 45-yard line. 4 wide receivers in the set. Minor-Shaw looking to pass, and he's sacked. Second time that Russell Minor-Shaw has gone down. And this time for the Pirates is Kasim Akinruli DeWitt.
And that pressure came off of the left side of the offensive line. That is a big side for Archbishop Carroll. You would like to see them protect him a lot more. But the senior, Kasim Akinruli DeWitt, comes in and just gets the bull rush on the left tackle, gets right to Minor-Shaw.
So Minor-Shaw back out of the shotgun. Last year, Archbishop Carroll been running the wing T. A little bit of a different look this year with the spread offense. Minor-Shaw going to get sacked again. And again, it's Akinruli DeWitt. Back-to-back sacks on back-to-back plays.
Once again, just blows right by the left tackle. Turnstile offensive line right now from what we thought would be a strength of this Archbishop Carroll team.
3rd down and 25 coming up for Archbishop Carroll. At this point, you're just hoping to pick up a good chunk of yards on this play before you send the punting unit out.
It'll be interesting to see if they run another draw play there. And who knows, maybe it'll turn into another touchdown.
It's Josh Bowman lined up sidecar right to Russell Minor-Shaw. 3 receivers to the left. Looks to pass under pressure again. Minor-Shaw steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle. Pass juggled and complete to Butler. He's close to a first down. Gang tackled across the 45-yard line. They needed 25. They get 26. A first down for Archbishop Carroll.
And on that pass, Minor-Shaw looked like an absolute veteran. Steps up into the pocket, avoids the rush, keeps his feet moving, squares himself up, and just delivers a pinpoint pass to his wide receiver. It was bobbled for a second, but then some great yards after the catch. Really fought for that first down.
Russell Minor-Shaw, 6 foot, 225 pounds.
What would you expect out of a fullback?
Hand off to Bowman. Uses the stiff arm, tries to get to the edge, but can't quite get there. Pickup of only a couple. So he was ridden down by Alexander Zabrowski, defensive back for Seton Hall Prep.
And no one on the offensive line got out there to get the edge set for Bowman as they ran that stretch play. And he just nearly got run out of bounds. He really fought for those last 2 yards.
2nd down and 8 as Russell Minor-Shaw takes the snap. This time hands to Brennan Robinson, but keeps it on the fake. And Minor-Shaw picks up the first down. Second time he's scrambled for a first for the Patriots on their first 2 drives.
Minor-Shaw looking a little bit like Carson Wentz or Nick Foles on that zone read there. Great decision. He saw a gap wide open in the middle of the line and just took off through it.
First down.
You know, during the off-season, Archbishop Carroll lost their quarterback from last year to a transfer. They were looking for just a third quarterback. Russell Minor-Shaw volunteered and blew the coaches away, earning this starting role. Architecting a nice drive here. Off the fake to Robinson, fires over the middle, complete to Grant Butler. He reverses course and is dragged down deep in the defensive backfield by Tyler Cook, but another first down for Archbishop Carroll.
Minor-Shaw moving to his right a little bit into some open space after the pocket collapsed on the left side. Took his time, just delivered a strike in the middle of the field.
Russell Minor-Shaw closing in on 60 yards passing on this drive alone. Game tied at 7 as we continue to tick down in the first quarter. Fake to Robinson, this time Minor-Shaw keeps it and is taken down for a loss. Making a
Not
stop.
sure if he intended to keep it. There might have been a miscommunication on the potential handoff there. And in that hesitation for a second, he went down.
Nico Diakides makes the tackle.
Brings up second down and about 15.
Second down and long coming up for Archbishop Carroll. They need to get down to about the 11. Ball spotted, we'll call it the 27-yard line. Fake to Robinson again. They pitch it on the option around the edge, trying to get a little bit of a seal, as out wide was Darrell Simpson Jr. on the block. Pickup of a couple on the sweep.
That's number 10.
Simpson Jr. with a good job trying to get the block on to help his teammate out. But meanwhile, Minor-Shaw got walloped after he pitched that.
Was Matt Zielinski on the carry. Third down and 10 coming up for Archbishop Carroll. Minor-Shaw moves Robinson around in the backfield. Fires a pass deep into the end zone, trying to get it to Darrell Simpson Jr., but he overthrew him.
He knew that he had single coverage on the near sideline with his wide receiver, wanted to run a fade route to that near corner, and Zabrowski with good defense. Minor-Shaw needs to take a little bit of air off of that and just give his wide receiver a chance to go up and get it.
Fourth down and 10, ball on the 21-yard line. Carroll will keep the offense on the field.
Simpson Jr. with some good height at 6'3" and 200 pounds. He can body a man up if he's got if the quarterback puts it in the air for him.
He's alone down at the bottom of your screen as Minor-Shaw flush in the pocket. He fires a check down to Robinson, who's got it for a first down. Brennan Robinson, touchdown!
Fantastic play call for Archbishop Carroll. They send Simpson on a slant from the near sideline into the middle of the field. Robinson coming around the edge as an outlet option for Minor-Shaw. He doesn't have anything else, quickly dumps it off to his running back, and then Robinson does the rest, taking it in and forcing his way through the defenders for a touchdown.
What a drive put together by Russell Minor-Shaw, converting on a 3rd and 25 and then a 4th and 10 along the way. Master Coalos' extra point is up and hit the upright, but the flag flies down, and that will not count.
False start.
And that one bailed out Archbishop Carroll as the kick was no good from Master Colum, but because of the false start, it was a dead ball, and they'll back up 5 yards and try it again. It's been a good day for the offense. Archbishop Carroll scored on both of its drives. Seton Hall Prep scored on the one play that it's run from scrimmage so far. Flags fly again, blowing the play dead as everyone just trying to get set together. We're going to have an encroachment going against Seton Hall Prep, so now the Pirates shooting themselves in the foot. We'll move back up 5 yards, and it's like nothing ever happened. And we'll try the extra point a third time.
And on that last series for Archbishop Carroll, Minor-Shaw really showed that he's comfortable passing on the move. But if Carroll's going to win this game and have a good season, he shouldn't have to. This offensive line has got to give him more time. Luckily, Coach Detweiler is calling plays that allow him to move the pocket, find some space, set his feet, and deliver some strikes.
And you talk about that with a quarterback coming in, obviously someone who we've talked about transitioning from another position. He's a little bit green at the position, but he certainly hasn't looked like it. He's got some good decision-making from what we've seen, maybe has forced a pass or two in, but other than that, he's made some very educated decisions, it seems like, in the pocket.
No, and for the most part, a lot of his strikes as they moved down the field were passes to the middle of the field. His wide receivers were doing a great job of just finding space in the middle of the defense and settling in, waiting for the pass to be delivered.
I would say the kick was good from Giuliano Mastrocola on the third try. And it's a 14-7 lead for the Archbishop Carroll Patriots. They got off to a little bit of a slow start last week against Olney and then turned the Jets on, and certainly that is not repeating itself here this week.
No, but we'll see if they can get a better kickoff here.
Yeah, Mastrocola sent one out of bounds his last time up. Back to return the kick for Seton Hall Prep.
It's short.
Another short one that's come up and grabbed. This is Matt Colantuono out nearly to midfield.
And we said earlier, field position is going to be key in this game, especially with the weather conditions. Hasn't started raining yet, but they're still playing on a wet field. You keep it short, you minimize the opportunities for the defenses to force turnovers, you win the game.
And of course, also with this being an artificial turf field, it gets a little more slick. You get those rubber tire pellets in underneath as well that just get a little bit messy and slippery.
Yeah, it's supposed to drain well, but it ends up just getting slick. Luckily, they don't need to deal with the mud.
So Aiden Gilman goes back to work. 65-yard touchdown strike on the very first play to Nick Gullis on the last drive. Looks to throw again on first down. Pass complete to the outside. Cross midfield, making the reception was Dominic Busby, the tight end, a junior.
Once again, quick hits from this Seton Hall offense. Gilman, really a rocket for an arm. He sees an opening, he just hits it.
Gilman takes the snap. They'll keep it on the ground. First down pickup. Seton Hall Prep moving the chains on their first run of the game, going to Luca D'Emilio.
D'Emilio was aided by a great push from his offensive line, really opening up a hole for him to just burst through.
Man in motion. They'll give it to Colantuono on the jet sweep, but not fooled at all. We're the Archbishop Carroll Patriots. Coming up and making the stop was Mike Dempsey.
Dempsey read that play perfectly, comes flying into the backfield, is able to trip up the running back.
Second down and 11.
Aiden Gilman back out of a shotgun. Both teams running a spread. Keep it on the ground. Once again, here's D'Emilio, met immediately at the line of scrimmage and brought down by Richie Kimmel.
Whatever went wrong for the defensive front of Archbishop Carroll on that first run, they have quickly adjusted with back-to-back tackles for a loss on the Seton Hall Prep Pirates.
Third down and 9 for the Pirates. Moved up against the left hash. Stacked two receivers on that side. Now D'Emilio runs out to the wide side. Gilman has D'Emilio. The pass high. He can't handle it. Incomplete.
Even if that had been complete, I'm not entirely sure that Gilman stayed behind the line of scrimmage. He might have just crossed before he released the ball.
It was close, but the pass a little too high to handle for the 5'10 D'Emilio.
But either way, you saw some great patience from Gilman there. Steps up into the pocket, knows that he won't get much if he's forced to run, moves around, tries to find an open receiver, and just sails it high.
They'll go for it on fourth down and 9 from the 36-yard line. Gilman looks to the sidelines. We have a timeout taken by Seton Hall Prep. 2:03 left to go in the first. It's Archbishop Carroll 14, Seton Hall Prep 7. And this is a big play coming up here in this first quarter for Seton Hall Prep. After all, they have been able to stop Archbishop Carroll defensively, so you almost get the feeling this one's going to turn into a shootout And so every single possession takes that much more importance on the Pirates' side.
Yeah, and frankly, I'm a bit surprised that that Seton Hall Prep didn't go for the kick there with a great leg in Zach Hoban, the future Rice U kicker. Maybe the weather has something to do with it. The rain is starting to come down once again.
Yeah, umbrellas coming out.
Looks like they're bringing the offense back on. They're just going to try and get the first down here.
Yeah, Hoban can hit into the 40s. It would be
I guess
over 50 yards from here.
55-yarder,
Yeah.
It looks like 54-yarder. So maybe it's a bit out of his range.
4th down and 9. Gilman works with 4 receivers. That's Emilio in the backfield with him. Looking to pass, stepping up in the pocket, under a lot of pressure. He's going to get hit, stays on his feet, rolls back to midfield. Getting chased down from behind. Beautiful blocking. Throws it incomplete. Intended for Tim Macco. Heck of a job by Aiden Gilman just to keep that play alive with his feet. But a turnover.
I've seen very few quarterbacks at any level able to do what Aiden Gilman just did and keep a play alive for it seemed like forever. He had to be moving around for at least 10 seconds there before he finally threw it away. I did like, if you look deep, you saw the wide receivers working back to his side of the field, communicating with the quarterback, watching where he was moving. Gilman not able to complete the pass, but still a great job just trying to make something happen out of what seemed to be nothing.
And Jaylen Parker, number 9, was giving chase from behind on Gilman. But a 1st down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Now for Archbishop Carroll to keep it on the ground. Josh Bowman picks up a couple of yards on 1st down as Archbishop Carroll gets right back to work on offense. They moved the ball well on their first 2 drives, one on a big play and then more of a sustained possession their last time.
Yeah, frankly, the first possession for the Archbishop Carroll Patriots was not that great of a possession. They went backwards a lot. Russell Minor-Shaw took some hits, and then the big play by Bowman just blew it open, and he ran it in for a touchdown.
Play fake to Bowman. Minor-Shaw under a ton of pressure again. He's going to scramble. Picks up the 1st down to midfield. Minor-Shaw running over defenders.
And most cornerbacks are not used to a 200-plus pound quarterback laying the boom on them. Minor-Shaw, 6 foot 225, the former fullback. I'd like to see him, especially in this wet weather, though, protect the ball more. He's waving that thing around like it's a rally towel.
Minor-Shaw only scrambled 4 times last week. He's already taken off 3 times in the first quarter. Almost wonder if that's a little bit of prodding from Kyle Detweiler and the Archbishop Carroll coaching staff to get him to use his legs a little bit more.
Well, that definitely was not the play design. He wanted to pass there, but just did not have anything and quickly took it to the ground.
1st and 10, they keep it on the ground. This is Manning. 1st down and more. Raphael Manning taken down with a horse collar tackle as flags fly around the 20-yard line. Raphael Manning, the big pickup and the penalty yardage will tack on more.
Yeah, that 15-yard penalty on that blatant horse collar, that was a dangerous tackle there by Seton Hall. That'll take them right inside the 10, I believe. No, right at the 20, it looks like.
Well, that's where the flags are down at. The officials getting together to talk.
Horse collar tackle is the call.
They still haven't spotted the ball.
Yeah.
That was a blatant horse collar. There we go. They'll put it at about the 5.
Yeah, and they're marking off the penalty yardage now.
Impressive work on the sideline by Manning.
Ball spotted down at the 9-yard line. 1st down and goal for the Archbishop Carroll Patriots. Minor-Shaw has some protection. Fires over the middle. Pass complete for a touchdown.
That might have been the most impressive pass that I've seen from Russell Minor-Shaw all day. We knew before the game that Coach Detweiler said he was still working on his decision-making, going through his reads, reading a defense. We just found a hole in the middle of 4 defenders and just lobbed it in there. Nice touch on that pass for the touchdown.
Mike Dempsey with the 9-yard touchdown reception. Extra point from Mastrocola is up and good, and it's a 21-7 lead for Archbishop Carroll as Seton Hall Prep needs to try and figure out a way to sustain something and get points up on the board on this next drive.
And Dempsey, one of the 2 starting wide receivers along Butler, for Archbishop Carroll. The junior, 6'2", 175. He just found a bit of space, quickly turned, and Minor Shaw just hit him as soon as he saw it. That was really an impressive pass. I thought that it was going to get picked off with 4 defenders right around Mike Dempsey.
A 21-7 lead for Archbishop Carroll. They've scored touchdowns on their first 3 drives of this game, and they've really turned the Jets on now in their first 5 quarters of football this year. They scored 42 points last week, 21 here already. That's, 63 if my math is right?
21-7 Patriots.
Probably isn't, but
I think they scored 48 last week, so they're up to 69 points. Oh, sorry, 42-8. That was the final score over Olney.
Mastrocola to kick it deep for Archbishop Carroll. It's a short kickoff, fielded up by Matt Colantuono. Colantuono rushing to the outside, gets dragged down, and we have a flag flying in late. Up around the 43-yard line, we'll see who the penalty is on.
Another short kickoff with a good run back by Seton Hall. You almost wonder if Archbishop Carroll would rather just kick the ball out of bounds, because their kickoff coverage team is not doing anything to stop the Pirates as they bring the ball up the field.
Yeah, kicking has been a little bit of an adventure, at least on the kickoffs, for Archbishop Carroll today. 31 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Aiden Gilman works out of the shotgun. Again, it's D'Amelio in the backfield with him. They give to D'Amelio. Gets some blocking set up. He's across the 30-yard line. 8-yard pickup brings up second and short. We'll see if Seton Hall tries to run a play here before the end of the first quarter.
Second down and 3.
Inside 10 seconds left to go in the period. Gilman takes the snap. They'll hand off to D'Amelio again. He picks up the first down. Still on his feet up near the 40. He's eventually dragged down. On the stop, Sean Johnson for Archbishop Carroll, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. At the end of 12, it's a 21-7 lead for Archbishop Carroll here on SFBN. It's been a strong start to the Philly, New Jersey Challenge.
Yes. So far, Archbishop Carroll showing that their win over Olney was no fluke. Offense has been getting going. They've done a good job, except for Lucas D'Amelio. They've done a very good job of stopping the numerous weapons for Seton Hall Prep. The wide receivers and their tight end Busby are dangerous. But so far, that secondary and linebacker core led by Zebi Zarwi has done a great job in coverage.
Yeah, and when you look at Archbishop Carroll, not only last year, a 3-8 season, they haven't had a winning season in over a decade now, and you come in with a new coach, Kyle Detweiler, coming from a very successful program up in Doylestown in Central Bucks South. Coming here, and one of the things he said was he was excited at the opportunity to come in and try and turn this Carroll program around, and he's certainly done a good job of that through the first 5 quarters of this season. First play of the second quarter as Seton Hall Prep keeps it on the ground. Pickup of a couple before forward progress was stopped.
Seton Hall Prep carry gains 3.
D'Amelio.
That's Emilio.
Pirates getting back to work, just trying to get this back down to a 1-score game and then find some kind of answer defensively for Russell Minor Shaw and the offense of Archbishop Carroll. Haven't been able to find that yet as Aiden Gilman keeps it on the ground again for Luca D'Amelio. Another pickup of a couple. And it seems like that's been the formula on this drive for Seton Hall Prep. They've run 5 plays, and they've all been handoffs to D'Amelio.
Yeah, and some of that could be the weather. Some of it could be trying to use the run to set up the pass because, as I said before, the secondary and linebackers have not been allowing the receivers and tight ends to get open for Seton Hall Prep. D'Amelio is a big guy at 180. he's really driving his legs and pushing through for those extra yards.
Give to Emilio again. He gets around the edge, picks up a first down across midfield, and he's thrown down to the turf by Jaylen Parker. First down for Seton Hall Prep. They're second on this drive, and they're starting to move the ball a little bit better, and it's coming through the legs of Luca D'Emilio.
Yeah, and some of the defenders for Archbishop Carroll really bit on that fake by Gilman. D'Emilio takes it off tackle, gets some good blocks, picks up the first down.
Back to the shotgun. Gilman on 1st and 10. Keep it on the ground one more time. Pickup of a couple.
Some extracurricular activities there. A little bit of jawing.
Xavier Lewis on the carry for the first time for Seton Hall Prep. D'Emilio getting a breather after picking up a couple of first downs on this drive. Seton Hall Prep scored on their first play from scrimmage, a 65-yard touchdown pass from Aiden Gilman to Nick Gullis. Pass on the near side for Colum on the screen. Colum, first down, Seton Hall. Ball comes out late, but he was already down.
There's been a couple plays where I've seen Colum just kind of flare out for a screen pass, an outlet for Gilman. Often it's been on zone read plays. Gilman finally gets to him, and he picks up some good yardage.
Yeah, not a bad check down at all from Aiden Gilman, senior captain. Rebel commit to Brown. Some Ivy League football. Keep it on the ground with Lewis to the right side. Pick up maybe of a yard or two.
And that right side is where the Patriots have really been able to get good pressure against this Pirates offensive line. The right tackle for Archbishop Carroll, Jack Michelotti, has had some problems up against the pass rushing of Archbishop Carroll.
Everyone started moving, but the ball was never snapped, and that's going to be a false start on the entire team. Even though that was probably senior center Tom Callahan, just miscommunication on the snap count. Everyone else was moving.
I thought I might have even seen the wide receivers moving before the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to happen on occasion, especially early in the season. When you lose basically half of your offense, some of the best players are still there for Seton Hall Prep, but only 6 of their starters returning.
3 receivers to the left as Gilman looks to pass on 2nd and long. Fires one in and out of the hands of Colum and then nearly intercepted off the deflection by Demetrius Hansen.
Demetrius Hansen has got to come up with that. But Gilman, you can't put it on your receiver much better. If it hits your hands, you got to catch it, even with the wet ball.
Always a little bit slick. Colum does have gloves on.
Looks like all of his wide receivers do as well. They got to make these catches.
Gilman to pass on 3rd and long. Pump fakes, under pressure, flag flies, throw down the field, pass complete to Gullis. First down inside the 10 for Seton Hall Prep, but we'll see with the flag down around the 40-yard line if that play is going to end up standing.
Inside the Patriot 10, there is a flag down. The call is holding.
And it's going to be a holding penalty against Seton Hall Prep.
Call is on Seton Hall.
I think it was a hold that was kind of necessary to help that play develop, but it ends up costing the Pirates a big first down.
Was in on that stop for the Patriots, also Demetrius
Despite
Hansen.
the hold there, you saw Gullis once again. His coach identified him to us as an over-the-top deep threat, and he just manages to find space. He makes the catch. What I'm really impressed with Gilman, though, is when he has dropped back to pass, he's more or less been under constant pressure. He keeps his eyes downfield, keeps his feet moving, and then right before he's ready to throw, sets and releases.
3rd and 27 for the Pirates. Gilman under immediate pressure. Stepping up, flushed out to the right. Looking to run, gets away from one tackler and fumbles the ball forward. It'll be an incomplete pass from Aiden Gilman. And that'll bring up 4th and a mile and a half for Seton Hall Prep.
Down and 27.
And for the first time for either team, we'll see special teams come on the field for something other than an extra point or a kickoff. Zach Hoban to punt here for Seton Hall Prep, trying to flip field position on Archbishop Carroll.
And there's really not much more that Aiden Gilman can do to help his offense. This secondary for the Archbishop Carroll Patriots is just shutting down all of his options. He kept his eyes downfield until the last second, and then finally pulled it down and tried to scramble forward for a few yards, at least try and get back to the line of scrimmage, but he came up pretty short.
Beautiful directional kick from Hoban. Chips out of bounds at the 12-yard line as Zach Hansen for Archbishop Carroll just let that one go. And so a long way to go for the Patriots on offense with 8:09 left to go in the second. 21-7 lead for Archbishop Carroll, as their defense is held for the second straight possession.
Yeah, and that was a big stand by the Archbishop Carroll defense. They had Seton Hall Prep deep into their territory, but they managed to push them back and fight them off.
Minor Shaw sends a man in motion. Takes the snap, looks to pass to the right side. They set up the screen over on that side, but not fooled was Seton Hall Prep. Vincent Henrich got in on the tackle first for the Pirates.
Great job in coverage there for Seton Hall, and the defense swarmed to the ball. That's something their new head coach wanted to see today. And as soon as the catch was there, he wasn't even able to turn upfield. He was just, the screen pass was just stopped right away. You're going to see a lot of that for Russell Minor Shaw, though, a lot of quick reads. Coach Detweiler trying to take the decisions out of his hand and just give him quick, easy options.
Quick pass again goes to the right side. Breaking a tackle. And down the sideline, Jaleel Warren. Big first down.
And Jaleel Warren with a really impressive sidestep after making a great catch there.
Warren, a sophomore.
5'6", 160. He primarily plays running back and safety for Carroll, with a great sidestep and some yards after the catch. But once again, quick hits for Russell Minor Shaw, allows him to gain some confidence, gives the offense rhythm.
1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Minor Shaw takes the snap. They hand off on a jet sweep. Up the middle, this is Butler. First down and more. Coran Butler across the 40.
When Coran Butler gets moving, he is tough to stop, 6', 170. You saw some really nimble feet there as he sliced through the middle of that Seton Hall Prep defense.
Butler last week caught 2 passes. They both went for touchdowns, 65 total yards. Getting some work done on the jet sweep. Now Minor Shaw back to the shotgun. Keep it on the ground, and again with a carry, it's Warren. Pickup of a couple. Jaleel Warren, who had a touchdown on the ground,
Vincent Henrich made that stop for the Pirates.
had backed off the field. As Archbishop Carroll, as we told, they've got a lot of very versatile players. They like to run deep. We've already seen 4 different players get rushing attempts for Archbishop Carroll, not even including Russell Minor Shaw, the quarterback, who scrambled a few times.
And we saw that last week. They could have won the game just by running the ball with the amount of yards they got on the ground, but they still added 3 touchdowns to the air. Minor Shaw showing once again he can get it done in whatever way is necessary.
Josh Bowman got the handoff there to pick up a couple of yards to bring up 3rd down and 7. Ball spotted right around the 36, needs to get to the 29-yard line of Seton Hall Prep for a first down. We've seen Archbishop Carroll be very efficient on 3rd downs today. They even picked up a 3rd and 25 on their second drive as the rain's starting to come down a little bit heavier. Minor Shaw, flush from the pocket, gets hit hard, but a flag flew.
A big late hit.
He got hit late.
And I don't think a flag was thrown for that late hit. False start on the offense, but that's all we're getting.
There's definitely a late hit in on Minor Shaw's. The false start made the play dead. So that'll back Archbishop Carroll up to the 41.
You'd have liked to see a personal foul flag there. Late hit well after the whistle.
3rd down and 12. See what Kyle Detweiler goes to in the playbook. We have a timeout taken by Archbishop Carroll. They're going to want to talk things over a little bit.
Timeout on the field called by the Patriots.
For this third down and 12 play, the Patriots on top by 14 points with just over 5 minutes left to go in the second, and they've been able to control things so far, but Seton Hall on the verge of being able to stop the offense for the first time here today, and that would be huge just for really the momentum and the psyche of the Pirates in this game.
Yeah, but at the same time, Archbishop Carroll has continuously started their possessions deep in their own territory and has managed, not just through big plays, but through sustained offensive drives, managed to get the ball into their opponent's territory, getting into the red zone a few times. Even with the stop here, the Archbishop Carroll offense has got to feel good about what they've been able to do so far in this first half.
He's Moshe Kravitz. I'm Joe Vasile here on SFBN today. Game 1 of 2 we'll be carrying. We'll also have Paramus Catholic and West Catholic kicking off at 4 p.m. here at Cardinal O'Hara High School. Here today, part of the Philly North Jersey Challenge. 8 games going on across 2 states. A lot of great action here. It's opening week of high school football for New Jersey. Week 2 for Pennsylvania. Minor Shaw airing it out deep down the sideline, but way too deep as he overthrew his intended target, Butler, down the right side.
Even if Butler had been able to keep up with that pass, he didn't really have much of a step on his defender. Minor Shaw would have needed a pinpoint perfect pass.
So out comes Giuliano Mastrocola to punt for the first time. Matt Colantuono back to return for Seton Hall Prep. Ball at the 41-yard line. Mastrocola trying to pin the Pirates in deep. They line up to try to block it. It's a line drive kick, comes in. Colantuono fields it at the 15, and he gets tripped up nearly immediately.
Fantastic punt coverage, much better than their kickoff coverage for the Archbishop Carroll Patriots.
Brennan Robinson, the gunner, making the tackle on the play. Raphael Manning also in the vicinity of the stop for Archbishop Carroll, but Seton Hall Prep gets it back just inside 5 minutes left to go before halftime. Trailing by 14 points, and now an opportunity for them to come out. And if they can put points up on the board here, you got to feel good about the Pirates heading into the locker room at halftime if you're over on that sideline after the way things got off today.
Yeah, you've got to try and score here. This is also potentially going to be the toughest possession for the Pirates so far. This is the deepest into their own territory that they've started a possession so far today.
1st and 10 from the 17. They keep it on the ground.
Positive gain on the play.
Luca Emilio picks up a couple of yards. Out to about the 20.
Near the 20-yard line, gain of about 3.
The rain continuing to come down. It's about a 50% chance of rain that is persistent until, 5, 6 o'clock last time I took a look at the forecast. So we'll be in store for a lot of that today. Pass to the outside. It's complete to Colantuono, but he was tackled immediately. Met out on the perimeter by Zebi Zarwi.
Zebi Zarwi, one of the real leaders of this Patriots team. The senior, 5'8", 175, plays both sides of the ball, but where he really makes his mark is in the secondary. He's done a great job so far today. A lot of tight coverage. He reads the screen pass there perfectly and just lays the hit.
And he was a guy that Bill Fitzgerald identified on the Archbishop Carroll defensive side of the ball. He said, at number 3, Zarwi, he's going to cause a lot of problems for us this week. So 3rd down and 10 for Seton Hall Prep. Low snap picked up by Gilman off the turf. He fires high for Colantuono, or rather, pardon me, for Gulley, far side, who can't make the catch. 4th and 10, and Seton Hall Prep will punt it back over to Archbishop Carroll. Good stand on a 3-and-out for the Patriots.
Yeah, that was a fantastic defensive stand for Archbishop Carroll, and now they've also been able to flip the field. Even they would have liked to have scored on that last possession, but punting from their own 50, they were able to pin the Pirates deep, and now they're going to get the ball with great field position.
Hoban to punt. Zach Butler back to receive. That's number 23 coming up to make the catch at the 46-yard line. Takes it across midfield, has some room to the near side of the field, makes one man miss, spins around at the 40-yard line, gets dragged down by his right leg, making the tackle.
And a flag on the field.
Yeah, it's already back at midfield.
I think it might be blocking the back there on the punting team.
Yeah, Jack Michelotti had the tackle for Seton Hall Prep. They moved the flag to around the 42-yard line, so closer to the end of the play. As the officials converging together. Either way, no matter what direction this penalty goes in, even though it is against Archbishop Carroll, they're going to have good field position to start.
Definitely, and right now on the sideline, you've got to believe that Aiden Gilman and his wide receivers are just talking through what they can do, what is going on. Gilman's got to be frustrated. Second pass that just went right off and through the hands of one of his wide receivers. Maybe the ball's wet, maybe they're just not focusing, but they've got to come down with these great passes from Gilman.
So after the personal foul yardage marked off, first down and 10 from the 42. Keep it on the ground for Robinson. He's got a first down up the middle. Brennan Robinson, a burst of speed, and he's leaving everyone in his dust. Touchdown, Archbishop Carroll.
One play, one run. Brendan Robinson manages to slip through a tackle. 57-yard gain and just outruns the defense after he manages to keep his footing on what we presume is some pretty wet turf. This running game of Archbishop Carroll is going to be a problem for all of their opponents this season, especially behind that big offensive line.
First touchdown of the season for Brennan Robinson, who was their leading rusher last week. 8 carries for 79 yards. Master Coalos' extra point is up and good. 28-7, Archbishop Carroll. As just like that, Seton Hall Prep had an opportunity to try and grab some momentum, but the Patriots came right back with a quick strike touchdown.
And the sophomore Robinson pairs well with the senior Bowman in that backfield. We talked about them having 4 guys. Those two have taken the bulk of the carries. Obviously, it's early in the season. You've got the smaller, shiftier Bowman, who sees the field a bit better, and then Brennan Robinson can just power through a defensive line.
Seton Hall still with some time before halftime, about 3:16 left to go, to try and get this now back down to a 2-score game, as they had an opportunity to try and whittle it a little bit closer before that, but they just need to get something going offensively. They had the one touchdown that was a 65-yarder, but they haven't been able to sustain any kind of drive so far today.
It's been really tough, and as we've said time and time again, Aiden Gilman, he is doing everything he can to make these drives count for his offense, but outside of the running game, they haven't really been able to get much going. He's managed to create space for himself out of nothing, and nothing's happened.
Colin Tuono fields the kick at the 13. Takes it up to the 30 before he's spilled down there by Malachi Hansen.
Malachi Hansen with a good tackle there, just setting Colin Tuono down. But this kickoff coverage for Archbishop Carroll is basically the only thing that's not working. Seton Hall has got to capitalize on good field position. This is the worst field position that they've had to start off of a kickoff, and they're starting at the 30-yard line.
Seton Hall Prep. This will be their 5th drive so far. 65-yard touchdown, a turnover on downs, and 2 punts.
I'd really like to see Dominic Busby, the tight end, find some space for Gilman to get the ball to him.
Gilman hands to Emilio, who fumbles, and then Aiden Gilman falls on it back at the 27-yard line. Just a mishandle on the exchange between Gilman and Emilio.
2nd down and 12.
Gilman looking to the sideline, getting the play called into him. They've got to start moving now. Inside of 2:45 left. Gilman's got to be frustrated.
4 receivers in the set. Shotgun for Gilman. Takes the snap. Near side, Colin Tuono with the catch across the 35-yard line. Pushed out of bounds at the 37.
Just a few yards short of that first down. Colum just speeds down the sideline to get some yards after the catch. Gilman getting the ball out quickly. He knows he doesn't have a ton of time in that backfield.
Third down and 3. Needs to get to the 40 for a first down. 3 receivers to the far side of the field. Gilman to pass under pressure from Hansen. Finds a man open. That's Colum far side. A spin move across midfield and a first down pickup for Seton Hall Prep.
And including the kickoff, Colum with all the positive yards for the Pirates on this possession. Gilman, as I said, getting the ball out a bit quicker, just finding the first open wide receiver and moving down the field as quickly as they can.
Ball at the 49-yard line of Archbishop Carroll. Gilman fakes a handoff, will keep it himself around the left side. Gilman lowering his shoulder and picking up a couple extra yards. 6 on the ground as Jaylen Parker forced him out of bounds.
Jaylen Parker made that stop for the Patriots.
And Tim Macko, with some extracurriculars, looked like he was going up against Malachi Hansen, trying to just take each other to the ground there.
2nd down and 4. Gilman will fake again. This time he throws. Pass complete. And a sliding grab made by Nick Gulley.
It's been Gulley and Colum, the only two able to get open in this spread offense for Seton Hall.
First down and 10 coming up for Seton Hall as they're marching down the field inside the 25-yard line.
This has been a quick drive. It feels like it was 2 seconds ago we said there was 2:45 left. We're just now getting to the 2-minute warning.
Emilio, handoff up the middle inside the 20 before he's spilled.
Near first down yardage, Richie Kimmel.
Pickup of about 8 before Richie Kimmel brought him down.
The game was 7. 2nd down and 3.
Second and short for the Pirates. Shotgun again. Fake to Emilio. Gilman will keep it, picking up a first down and running out of bounds. Again, Jaylen Parker forcing him out.
First down yardage, gain of 4.
A good job by Gilman, making sure that he picks up the first down and then gets out of bounds right away. Doesn't worry about getting any extra yards, just stops the clock.
First down.
Gilman from a shotgun sends a man in motion. That's the tight end Busby. Keep it to Emilio up the middle. He's met at the line of scrimmage. Pickup of about 4 as he kept his legs churning just like you're supposed to. Pick up a few yards.
And that's what Emilio does well. He just puts his head down. He finds his blockers. He just keeps his legs moving. He drives the pile. Even if his blockers aren't able to push the defensive line, he pushes for them.
Minute 15 left to go in the half. Fake to Emilio. Rolling out to the right side, Gilman. Trying to find an edge, lowering his shoulder, diving for the pylon, but he comes up a couple of yards short. Zach Butler making the stop for Archbishop Carroll.
Gilman trying to stretch it out there, just didn't have any blockers, unable to turn the corner.
First down and goal for the Seton Hall Prep Pirates from the 2-yard line. Gilman. Hand off to Emilio. He's met immediately in the backfield and dragged down.
Looked like that might have been Tyler Cook in on the stop.
Cook was certainly in on it, the dynamic linebacker for Archbishop Carroll.
Oh, I'm
we have a timeout taken.
Sorry, not Cook. Richie Kimmel. That's number 44, Richie Kimmel.
40 seconds remain in the second quarter.
Timeout taken by
Definitely
Seton Hall Prep.
Tyler Cook, he plays for Seton Hall Prep.
That's true. The opposite number 44, though.
Yes.
So second down and goal coming up from the 4-yard line for Seton Hall Prep out of this timeout. So they try to keep it on the ground in between the tackles for Emilio. You got 40 seconds to play with, so you don't have to take another you got a couple of shots is what I'm trying to say at the end zone. If you're Seton Hall Prep, do you try to keep it on the ground again here, or do you maybe try to get it in through the air?
I wouldn't be stunned if they ran the ball, but after that last running play, I'd be very interested to see if they go with out of a goal line set, they go play action with Gilman, send all of his wide receivers to the left, pull him and Busby, their big tight end, to the right side. Gilman on the bootleg with Busby on the outside crossing pattern. See if he can get some space open. At the very least, take it in with his legs. If not, have a quick hit to Busby if he's open.
Busby, 6'4", can get up and win the jump ball. Nobody else for Seton Hall Prep is above 6 foot in terms of the receivers that we've seen today. Tim Macko is 6 foot, but Colum, Tuono, and Gulley both 5'9". Not necessarily guys you want to be throwing up jump balls to.
No, and Gulley, of course, is their speed guy.
They fake it, throw to Busby, but the pass too high.
So they had the right idea, faking the run play, moving the running back to the left side. I would have liked to have seen that out of the goal line set, get Gilman on the move, mirroring Busby across that goal line, have a better chance of getting good angle to get the ball into Busby instead of just going for the jump ball.
3rd and goal from the 4 with 36 seconds to go. Now you've almost forced yourself to go to the air here again on 3rd down.
On 2nd down, yeah, it probably would have made sense to go. There we go, on the move.
Fake, Gilman trying to reach for the end zone. Did he get in? No, just a little bit short. Couldn't stretch the ball across.
Sebi Zarwi with a fantastic tackle in the air there. Some open field to work with for Gilman, but Zarwi just plants his feet and drives forward.
Timeout, Seton Hall Prep. They'll talk it over before a 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. And down 21 points with 21 seconds left to go in the first half. Do you think we see Bill Fitzgerald come out and be a gunslinger and go for it, or be safe, take the points, and just try to head into the locker room without any further shenanigans, so to speak?
I think they're going to want to get the touchdown. You want to try and get some momentum back before you go into the locker room. Keep it to a 2-possession game. And look, Gilman has shown that he can make things happen. It's just up to his offensive line to give him time and his wide receivers to get open. Obviously, that's tougher in the end zone.
Rolling the dice, Bill Fitzgerald sends the offense out onto the field. 4th down and goal from the 1-yard line, 21.5 seconds before we reach the halfway point between Archbishop Carroll and Seton Hall Prep. Carroll with the 21-point lead. They keep it up the middle.
Oh, no.
4th down play, Gilman keeps for the Pirates.
Doesn't look like Aiden Gilman was able to get there. He didn't. A turnover on downs. And that's the risk of going for it. If you miss, you leave the points on the board heading into the locker room.
And that's just the risk with a QB sneak. Gilman is a big guy, 6'2", 210. The senior knows what he's doing in these kinds of situations. But what you saw there was as soon as he tried to get that initial push, his feet slipped out from under him. He could not get any traction on this wet turf here and just fell down. His offensive line didn't get any push either.
But now Archbishop Carroll pushed up into the shadow of its own goalpost. Well, it would be the shadow if there was any sun.
Everything's a shadow here.
Yeah. The lights are on here at Cardinal O'Hara. It's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But just kind of a gray day, but it's been a fun first half as Archbishop Carroll calls a timeout. They're up 28-7. 75-yard touchdown rush for Josh Bowman on the opening series of the game for Archbishop Carroll. Very next play from scrimmage, Seton Hall Prep got on the board, a 65-yard touchdown strike from Aiden Gilman to Nick Gulley. And since then, 21 straight points for the Archbishop Carroll Patriots. Russell Minor Shaw, a couple of touchdown strikes, one to Brennan Robinson, one ended up going to Mike Dempsey, then Brennan Robinson, a 57-yard touchdown run to put Archbishop Carroll up 28-7. And here just looking to get some positive yards and get into the locker room up 21.
And Sebi Zarwi's having a blast on the sideline. He's dancing along with this music, and he has every right to dance. He made a great tackle in the open field on the big Aiden Gilman, and he's been great in coverage so far today.
He also did a backflip when Robinson had his touchdown rush earlier. I don't know if the cameras got that one. Keep it up the middle. Pyle moving forward, still moving forward. My goodness, can somebody make a tackle? Still going. And the play is blown dead. A first down on a QB keeper where the pile just got pushed forward by Russell Minor Shaw. 7 seconds left to go in the half. as the clock stops. Now it goes and runs again as the ball is spotted, and that'll bring us to halftime here at Cardinal O'Hara. It's Archbishop Carroll, 28. Seton Hall Prep, 7. What a first half, Moshe.
Yeah, and that last play kind of said it all. When you've got an offensive line as big as Archbishop Carroll's and a former fullback at quarterback, you can get those kind of pile-moving runs.
Gotta like what you're seeing if you're Kyle Detweiler and Archbishop Carroll. We'll take a step aside here at halftime, and we'll come back with more after this. You're watching SFBN.
Stein, Michael and Company, certified public accountants, believe that your bottom line is as important to them as it is to you. Why? Because they care about the things that you care about. Whereas most accountants can take your numbers and put them on financial statements and tax returns, Stein and Michael work with you through the year to help you solve problems by providing sound professional advice. They enable you to make key business decisions, and they are with you throughout the entire year, not just tax time. Stein and Michael are not just hired hands. They are part of your team, and they provide professional service when you need it most. Stein and Michael specialize in accounting, tax, and consulting services for small businesses, primarily for the construction industry. If you're looking for yes men, hire someone else. But if you want sound advice from service-oriented CPAs, then you'll want to call Stein and Michael at 215-635-3200. That's Stein and Michael at 215-635-3200.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the sports fan-based network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Back at Cardinal O'Hara High School here in Springfield, Pennsylvania, getting set for the start of quarter number 3. The Archbishop Carroll Patriots lead the Seton Hall Prep Pirates 28-7. My name's Joe Vasile. He's Moshe Kravitz. And Moshe, first half that... how many different ways can I pronounce your name in one sentence? Archbishop Carroll really held that game in the palm of their hands and never really let it go to Seton Hall Prep.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And the running game was going great for Archbishop Carroll. What I was most impressed by was the work of Russell Minor-Shaw at quarterback. He really started to find a rhythm. He was moving well in the pocket, completing passes on the run. I really liked what I saw from him in the first half, especially considering he's not just a new starting quarterback. He's a newly minted quarterback.
Meanwhile, you look at Seton Hall Prep. What are you looking for out of the Pirates in the second half to try to get themselves back into this game?
Well, for starters, defensively, they've got to do something. You know, they've got to switch things up, maybe run some more stunts on the offensive line to confuse that big defensive line for Archbishop Carroll. The secondary has got to tighten up, and the linebackers have got to stop letting the running backs break through the second level. The running backs, once they get some momentum, have been able to really get moving down the field for Archbishop Carroll. Offensively, Aiden Gilman has really impressed me today. This kid is an incredible quarterback. If his wide receivers were open and catching passes, they might not be down by 3 scores. But Aiden Gilman and his wide receivers need to get on the same page, maybe call some different plays. This has been a tough and frustrating first half for Aiden Gilman. We'll see what he can do in the second.
Seton Hall Prep will have it first as the kick comes in to Matt Colantuono, who fields it back at the 10-yard line. He takes it across the 30. Colantuono with some room to run on the near sideline across the 40. And good field position for Seton Hall Prep to start in quarter number 3. That's been, if there has been an Achilles heel today for Archbishop Carroll, it's been on kickoffs. Seton Hall Prep's had some excellent field position.
And yet it hasn't ended up mattering.
Yeah.
We talked about that in the first half, especially after not the first kick went out of bounds. The second one was caught at the 20 and run back to about the 40-45. It hasn't made a huge difference.
See if that starts to change here in quarter number 3. Aiden Gilman out of a shotgun. He's got Xavier Lewis in the backfield with him. Fakes to Lewis, fires a pass to the left side, and it's almost intercepted in and out of the hands of Zebi Zarwi.
I'm not entirely sure how Zebi Zarwi did not intercept that. I mean, he just easily stepped in front. Didn't require much. It looked for a half a second like Colantuono was wide open. But Zarwi is just there on every play for this defense. And man, that kid is entertaining. Look at the way he reacts after dropping an interception, but still doing a good job to break up the pass.
Second down and 10. Gilman, keep it on the ground. This is Xavier Lewis across the 45. Spilled down by a couple of defenders at the 46. Bring up third down and a manageable 6.5 or 7 here for Seton Hall Prep.
Hansen.
One guy I would like to see get going. Obviously, Aiden Gilman needs to continue to do what he's doing. But we have only mentioned Dominic Busby in terms of a completed pass once so far this game. The connection between these two, Busby's a fantastic tight end. He's already gotten an offer to play at UConn. Gilman going to go and play at Brown. These two need to get on the same page.
Gilman rolls to the right, fires down the sideline, completes just inside the numbers. Matt Colantuono with the reception for a first down. He's been Gilman's go-to receiver throughout this game.
Yeah, now he's adding on to his 5 catches for 29 yards in the first half. He's done a really good job of just finding pockets in the defense, settling in, turning, quickly able to communicate that to Gilman, who fires it in for a first down.
First and 10 inside Archbishop Carroll territory at the 39-yard line. Gilman keeps it on the ground on first down. Luca Emilio picks up a couple. Gain of around 3 to bring up second and 7.
And I noticed this at the end of the first half. We'll see if it keeps going. Is the Seton Hall Pirates setting up a tight end next to their right tackle to give some extra help blocking. That right side of the offensive line had a lot of trouble in the first half. See if they can turn that around in the second.
Gilman, designed QB keeper, got tripped up in the backfield, ended up diving right back to the line of scrimmage. No gain, and a 3rd and 7 coming up for the blue and white.
Of course, that time Busby, the tight end, who's next to that right tackle, was not able to help. He went to the ground quickly, and that's where Gilman got tripped up.
So 3rd down and 7 from the 36-yard line. Need to get to the 29 for a first. Gilman calling out instructions to his offensive line. Looking to pass, staring down receivers to the left. Fires it high and incomplete, intended for Colum.
That pass is incomplete.
I would have liked to have seen Colin Tuono come out of his break a bit more quickly. He was kind of slow as he turned back to get to show Gilman that he was open. But Gilman has to complete that pass. First half, it was his wide receivers dropping 2 easily catchable balls. And that time, he just sails it way high to a wide open wide receiver.
4th down and 7. They keep the offense on the field. 2 receivers to either side with the ball set up on the right hash. Emilio in the backfield with Aiden Gilman. Gilman, 3-step drop. Shuffling his feet. Flush from the pocket. Steps up. Throws. Incomplete. Just yanked the throw a little bit. Intended for Dominic Busby. And a turnover on downs on the first possession of the second half for Seton Hall Prep.
Now, he had a bit more space to get the ball to Busby. A second earlier, of course, Gilman was on the run. In the first half, he did a really good job when he was moving of keeping his eyes downfield. But right when Busby was open, his eyes dropped. He sensed the defender in front of him. He had the space and the time. He could have completed that pass a beat earlier, but wasn't able to get focused.
3rd time in 6 possessions that Seton Hall Prep has turned the ball over on downs today. Touchdown and 2 punts have been their other drives. Now Russell Minor Shaw back to work for Archbishop Carroll. They keep it on the ground on 1st down, shuffling his feet to the near side, and picking up a yard or 2 is Raphael Manning.
That's Raphael Manning, number 11.
Now, the one adjustment that I would like to see for Archbishop Carroll is the Patriots need to start calling some plays with quicker reads for Russell Minor Shaw. He's shown that he can throw the ball on the run, but he also took some big licks in the first half. You don't want him to need to throw on the run. Get some quick hitting plays, some slants, some screen passes. Get the ball out of his hands quickly. Don't make him overthink what his reads are.
3 sacks for Seton Hall Prep in the first half. Pass goes to the right side, complete. And on his second effort, Mike Dempsey picks up a couple extra yards.
And right there, a quick inside slant to his wide receiver. Dempsey also has shown he's one of many Archbishop Carroll Patriots that can break tackles and gain good yards after the catch. And that's what makes these quick hitting plays more effective.
Combined to make that stop for Seton Hall. 3rd down and 5.
8.5 left to go in the 3rd quarter. First possession of the second half for Archbishop Carroll. Keep it on the ground to Josh Bowman, and he goes nowhere on 3rd and 5.
For the Patriots, not much there. No gain.
I'll bring up 4th down and 4 or 5 yards, and punting unit will come out for just the 2nd time for Archbishop Carroll.
See
if Master Cole only his 2nd punt of the day. Let's see if he can pin the Pirates deep in their own territory like he did on his first one.
Colin Tuono set up at around the 23-yard line to return for the Pirates. Flags fly as the punt is blocked, and it's picked up, running in, then taken down at the 15-yard line off the blocked punt by Nick Elitis.
And there was really nothing that Mastrocola could do there. Just an absolutely awful snap. It almost looked like it was a flag on the field. But that snap, it was almost like he lobbed it back. It was high arching on the snap. He did not have time.
Flags were down around the line of scrimmage. They flew right at the snap.
I wonder if whatever the flag was had something to do with the bad snap.
Well, it's an illegal formation against Archbishop Carroll, but
which has nothing to do with the bad snap.
Yeah.
But
decline the penalty. You take the result of the play, a 1st down and 10 for the 15.
Yeah, the long snapper really gave Master Colum no time, though.
Gilman, hands off on 1st and 10. Gain of a couple on the play by Luca D'Amelio.
Luca D'Amelio carries for the Pirates. Short gain of the
So
play.
Seton Hall Prep in prime position, deep in enemy territory, starting the drive. We've had a couple of opportunities in the second quarter, weren't able to cash in, and now looking to try and cash in here in quarter number 3. Shotgun set for Gilman. He fires to the right side, and a diving play made, and the catch is complete to Tim Macco.
Gilman fitting it into a tight window there, but Tim Macco doing a great job going to the ground and holding on to that ball. Tough catch there.
Keep it on the ground. D'Amelio. He's close, but just short.
His teammates thought he was in. He's got to stretch that ball out.
2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line. Seton Hall Prep has been stopped at the 1-yard line on a goal-to-go situation. D'Amelio stuffed again. My goodness. He tried to dive over the pile and couldn't get there.
It looked for a second like he might have gotten it on second effort, but they'll spot him short.
3rd and goal from inside the 1-yard line for Seton Hall Prep.
This Patriots defensive front is tough. They are bullying the Seton Hall Prep offensive line.
Gilman gives to D'Amelio again. This time, he's in for a touchdown.
And that time, he did what he needed to do on the first 2 runs, which is stretch the ball out. He actually kind of fell backwards and put it up over his head, but was just able to get it across the line.
And for the first time since their first play from scrimmage, Seton Hall Prep into the end zone for a touchdown and get it back to a 2-possession game. Zach Hoban on for the extra point. Gilman set up to be the holder. Snap, hold down, kick up. It's good.
Hoban's extra point is good.
28-14, Archbishop Carroll on top, but the blocked punt leading to an easy score for Seton Hall Prep.
And that's what they really needed. That is a momentum shifter right there. The offense wasn't on the same page, wasn't getting it done. The defense was getting beaten up by the Archbishop Carroll offense. And so special teams comes up and sets up the offense for an easy touchdown. We just saw Hoban had plenty of leg left on that easy extra point. During the halftime, we actually saw him trying some 50-plus yard kicks, and there was one, I believe it was about a 55, 58-yarder, 58-yarder, that it didn't go through the uprights, but man, did he have the leg for it. He actually, at that far end to our left of the field, there's a soccer net, and he got it into the soccer net with plenty to go. It was just off to the left, but boy, does that kid have a big leg.
Big future for Zach Hoban in a kicking game.
He'll be at Rice University.
Go Owls.
I was about to ask you what what their mascot was. I don't catch much Rice University football these days.
Oh, you're missing out, I'm telling you. You're really missing out.
I'm a Temple Owl myself.
Pride of Conference USA down there. I think they're in Conference USA now.
No, we are not.
Ball rolls off the tee.
American Athletic Conference. Different kind of USA. Different kind of USA.
Ready to send it away.
Got some wind blowing on the field, I guess.
Speaking of the American, got off to a game yesterday, defending national champions, self-proclaimed. UCF took down UConn.
Hey, undefeated. No matter what conference you're in, at any level, an undefeated season is impressive.
Zebi Zarwi on the return for Archbishop Carroll, hurdling a defender and gets across the 20. A flag flies in, though. On the back end of the play, we'll see a penalty. It looks like it's going to go against Carroll, and that'll back him up a few yards.
Zebi Zarwi continuing to impact the game in every phase, especially defensively, but now he gets a return. See if he can get going on offense.
For the Pirates.
Penalty flag down at the 17-yard line. They'll mark off penalty yardage all the way back inside the 10,
After the penalty,
where Archbishop Carroll will start the drive.
Archbishop Carroll, not at all a stranger to long fields here today.
But we'll see how they're able to react now that they were stopped on their first drive, gave up the touchdown. So the momentum starting to head back in the Seton Hall prep direction. Keep it on the ground on first down. Pick up of a couple, some more extracurricular activity after the play. Flag flies in late.
There is a flag after the play.
Bowman with some fantastic shiftiness there to pick up a couple extra yards.
Check the penalties. A couple of guys were down. Kasim Akinruli DeWitt had the tackle as the penalty goes against Seton Hall.
The penalty is on Seton Hall prep.
So mark off the yardage. There's been quite a few penalties flying in this game. It's understandable. Obviously, beginning of the seasons for both teams. Maybe you don't have all the kinks quite worked out, especially with new practice rules coming into effect and limiting how much you can actually do in terms of full contact drills during the summer. This team's maybe not fully at game speed here in week 1 or 2, depending on what team you're talking about, as we have a false start for Archbishop Carroll.
As you put it, even with the success that Archbishop Carroll has had, and obviously we've seen the problems with the Seton Hall prep, neither team is clearly functioning at the level that they hope to by midseason and down the stretch when they look to play in the playoffs. But when you've got both new practice rules, new coaches, for Seton Hall prep, a lot of turnover on both sides of the ball, and for Archbishop Carroll, a literally brand new, newly minted quarterback. This is a kid, did not expect him to be the starting quarterback going in. He's very, very new to the position, and he's shown us that at times, but boy, does he have a lot of potential.
That's Bowman.
Near side on the carry, Joshua Bowman. Pardon me, that was Brendan Robinson, actually, who had the carry for the Patriots. Pickup of a couple to get us to 2nd and 12. But you talk about not only Minor Shaw, a new quarterback, a completely different offensive system, and almost the polar opposites of each other. The wing T that the Patriots used to run, more of a run-focused offense, now in more of a spread, a more modern offense. A lot more passing involved in this as Minor Shaw steps up. He's got a man open far side. Pass complete. And this will go for a touchdown.
Oh, Minor Shaw took a hit, and he is in pain. He's grabbing at his left arm there, not really moving it too much. But, man, that kid, in the face of clearly what was immense pressure, throws a perfect strike, hits his receiver in stride, gets Butler just on the run for an easy touchdown. But now there's got to be concern on the Archbishop Carroll sideline. Russell Minor Shaw getting checked out by their trainers, it appears.
Ron Butler's 3rd touchdown reception of the season, a 75-yarder from Russell Minor Shaw. Mastrocola, extra point is blocked.
And in the first half, Butler had added in 74 total yards, all-purpose yards for Butler in the first half. Now you tack on that big touchdown. That's kind of been the story of the game for Archbishop Carroll. A lot of big plays. They've also been able to sustain some drives, but they can, when they need a big play, they can go out and get it.
4:15 left to go in the 3rd quarter. A 20-point lead for Archbishop Carroll. Now Seton Hall Prep will try to come back and answer the way that Archbishop Carroll was able to answer back in the 1st quarter after Seton Hall Prep scored quickly after the initial touchdown from the Patriots.
And there is a bit of a crowd, 2 different trainers it looks like, with Russell Minor Shaw, some teammates around him taking a look. He's getting some hugs now.
Yeah, he's up and walking around. Looks like hopefully he should be okay.
It was his left. Yeah. It looked like he had hurt his left arm. I don't know if it was on the hit or as he hit the ground itself. Or maybe fell on top of it.
Mastrocola to kick it deep. Gullis is now deep to return this one for Seton Hall Prep, and it'll be Nick Gullis from the 10. Patiently waiting. He's across the 40. Gulley dragged down from behind.
Now, Master Colum with his best kickoff of the day, but the biggest weakness so far for Archbishop Carroll has been their kickoff coverage unit.
Raphael Manning making the tackle. Up at the 45-yard line is, again, the Pirates in tremendous field position. They've started their 3 drives in this third quarter, 1 across the 40, 1 down inside the 20, and now another across the 40.
We said at the start of the game that field position would be a big test, especially given the weather. Weather hasn't played too much of a factor, but field position definitely has. It's just up to Seton Hall to capitalize on it.
Gilman pressured, fires high, incomplete for Colum as Malachi Hansen
Now,
was
Gilman,
rushing off the edge.
That's his 4th or 5th pass that he's thrown high. Granted, it went off his receiver's hands once again, but Gilman, bring that ball down a little bit. He's getting a bit too much air under them. Just throw it into your teammates' gut. Make it so they can't not catch it.
Gilman 6'2", 210 pounds. Matt Colantuono just 5'9", 180. Gilman looks to pass again. Waiting, fires over the middle and incomplete. Gulley had it in his hands and dropped it.
And there it is. We said Gilman needs to bring the ball down a little bit. He puts it right at the eye level of Gulley, and boom, it just hits the ground.
We've seen Gulley come up with a couple of big plays for Seton Hall Prep today, but couldn't come up with one there. 3rd down and 10 from the 45. Busby, the tight end, shifts into the slot on the left side of the formation. Colantuono comes in tight. Now Colantuono moves in motion down to the bottom of your screen. Gilman to pass on 3rd and long. He's pressured. Evades the rush. Takes off running. Makes a man miss. Picks up the first down. Aiden Gilman. Shiftiness from the quarterback position and a first down for the Pirates.
Is there nothing that this kid can't do? He's shown that he's got a big arm. He's shown that he's got an accurate arm. If his wide receivers start to catch the ball, they'd be really moving. And now, Aiden Gilman, he's shown us that he can scramble behind the line, but he decides to take off, make something really happen for himself, and then drives 3 or 4 defenders for some extra yards.
3:43 left to go in the third quarter. Aiden Gilman going to head over toward the sideline.
That's number 9, Jaylen Parker. Let's hear it from Jaylen Parker, the injured Patriot.
As we have an injury timeout, Jaylen Parker able to get up and walk his way off the field under his own power. Now being helped along the sideline by Ron Butler over to the bench. Parker, one of the senior captains for the Patriots, having to sit out here, at least for this play. Aiden Gilman on 1st and 10, looks to pass, fires high for Gulley, who goes up and grabs it, spins off 1 tackle, picks up a first down, and is dragged down. Pickup of about 15 yards and a first down for Seton Hall.
Good pass by Gilman. Could have brought that down a little bit more, hit him more in stride. But fantastic catch by Gulley, and still able to get the yards after the catch despite having to go up for that ball.
Spun off the initial hit from Demetrius Hansen, who eventually helped drag him down alongside Richie Kimmel.
I think this might be the thing with Gulley. If Gilman puts it so it's like a yard away from him, then he'll go out and make the tough catch. If it's right at his hands, he'll drop it.
Gilman to pass on 1st and 10, under pressure. Evades the sack, looks deep down the field, fires into the end zone, touchdown! Seton Hall Prep, Tim Macco.
And Macco just wide open in the back of the end zone. Somehow managed to sneak behind multiple defenders who were about 3 yards in front of him. And Gilman doing what he's done all game long, stepping up in the pocket, evading pressure. The pocket collapses, he gets outside, keeps his eyes downfield the entire time, and just throws a perfect strike to Macco.
Second touchdown pass of the day for Aiden Gilman. Snap down, kick up from Hoban is good.
Hoban's kick.
You know, with the bad play of the Seton Hall Prep offensive line, the incredible arm and mobility of Aiden Gilman in that blue and white wearing number 12, you could have sworn it was Andrew Luck out there on that play. Aiden Gilman is going to make Brown University very, very happy in a year. Don't know if he'll start as a freshman, but once he's there, he's a hard worker. He will show his future coaches what he can do.
And hey, he's going to an Ivy League school. He's got the smarts as well. He was actually described by Bill Fitzgerald as a triple threat quarterback. He can run, he can throw, and he can think. And we've seen that on display today.
Yeah, and you don't often hear it described that way, but that's the triple threat that you want, especially at a position like quarterback. You want that at your quarterback, your center, middle linebacker, and safety, kind of the four different potential head coaches on the field that dictate different things to the rest of their teammates. And Gilman really is just you can tell he's a very cerebral quarterback. He's constantly thinking, goes through his reads very quickly, makes quick decisions, and reads the field very well.
3:09 left to go in the third quarter. 34-21 the score. Archbishop Carroll on top as Seton Hall Prep has found its rhythm offensively here in the third quarter. Game really turned on that blocked punt.
Line drive kick there.
Scooped up off the ground. Taken by Zarwi, dancing around, looking for some room, but nowhere to go. In on the stop, Vincent Henrich.
Zarwi just kind of dancing around with nothing available. In that kind of situation on a kickoff, you kind of want to see your returner just go straight up the gut and get what you can, not bounce around too much and risk turning over the ball, especially with the slick field.
Vincent Henrich. Right on that stop for the
So Seton Hall Prep has really tightened things up, especially in special teams. A blocked punt, a blocked extra points here in this third quarter as well. Has things at a 13-point advantage for Archbishop Carroll as they grab it back with 3:01 left to go in quarter number 3.
Shaw is back receiving the snap.
Bowman takes the handoff, runs into a defender, and is taken down. That was Nicolaitis on the stop for Seton Hall.
I am very interested to see the first time the Russell Minor Shaw is forced to throw or take off. Is he protecting one side? Is he still hurt at all, or was it just the initial shock of getting hit? Once again, it looked like he was clutching his left arm at the time.
Minor Shaw takes the snap, keeps it on the ground with Bowman again. Bowman's got a first down, has a lot of room to run to the right side. He's taken down, the ball comes loose across the 35-yard line. Who stoops on it? And it will be Archbishop Carroll ball. Looked like Bowman able to fall on his own fumble. Foster Bryant was in the vicinity. Not sure if he was the one who caused it for Seton Hall Prep, but he was in that mix for the Pirates.
And the Patriots getting lucky there, able to get that ball back. Taking care of the ball is always so important at every level, especially here today, as you've seen Seton Hall Prep start to get going on offense, potentially keeping the score close with Archbishop Carroll.
Bowman again on the ground, churning his legs. He's just 5'2" and 145 pounds, but runs with a lot of force, picking up 6.
And he really can do it all. When he sees when he knows that a gap is coming, he's patient. He will wait. He'll see the gap, and then he'll hit it hard. He'll sprint through it, and he'll get lots of extra yards. When he doesn't see it, what does he do? He squares his shoulders, drives his feet, and just picks up whatever yards he's able to get on his own.
Bowman again across midfield, dragged down over the 45-yard line, down to the 43.
Once again, you saw it right there. Had some space just inside the tackle and just took off straight down the field.
Exclusively Josh Bowman on this drive for Archbishop Carroll. A couple of first down pickups and into Seton Hall Pirate territory.
Also, Nico Diakite.
Minor Shaw back to the shotgun. Now it's Raphael Manning in the backfield with him. 3 receivers to the near side. Minor Shaw to pass. Fires it high and incomplete off the hands of Jaleel Warren.
Well, Minor Shaw did look perfectly comfortable on that pass despite some pressure. Just got to, once again, just like Aiden Gilman was having some problems, bring that down a little bit. Make sure your wide receiver's not catching it over his head. Keep it right at their eye level.
2nd down and 10. Ball on the 42-yard line. Minor Shaw works from the shotgun again. It's time to keep it with Minor Shaw up the middle. First down, Archbishop Carroll. Dragged down by his shoelaces at the 29-yard line. 13 yards on the rush.
Yeah, it was, and a fantastic zone read. Good decision there by Minor Shaw. I completely fell for it. I had my eyes on Manning. Minor Shaw takes off through the middle of the defense and just kind of makes a few cuts and finds some space to pick up that first down. Really good decision there by Russell Minor Shaw.
First down and 10, Archbishop Carroll from the 29-yard line, driving and up by 13. Snap, another zone read. They fake to Robinson, this time Minor Shaw. Off the keep, goes nowhere. He's met at the 30-yard line, got back to the line of scrimmage.
Seton prep very much ready for that. You can only have the quarterback keep it so many times before the defense keys in.
On that stop for the Pirates, second down and 10.
But once again,
no gain.
Archbishop Carroll, the Patriots showing that they can both score on a big play and have a sustained drive. They're running the ball. They're getting a few quick passes. They're trying to pass a couple times. I think they've actually only attempted one. But they've shown that they can keep the ball moving. You keep it on the ground. That's how you sustain drives at really any level of football.
That's how you sustain drives, and that's how you end the third quarter. It's Archbishop Carroll 34, Seton Hall Prep 21. You're watching SFBN.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Bluestein, Michael and Company, certified public accountants, believe that your bottom line is as important to them as it is to you. Why? Because they care about the things that you care about. Whereas most accountants can take your numbers and put them on financial statements and tax returns, Bluestein and Michael work with you through the year to help you solve problems by providing sound professional advice. They enable you to make key business decisions, and they are with you throughout the entire year, not just tax.
Start of the fourth quarter at Cardinal O'Hara High School alongside Moshe Kravitz, Joe Vasile here with you on SFBN today. Russell Minor Shaw, second and 10 for Archbishop Carroll. They pitch to the left for Brennan Robinson. Finds the edge, cuts up the field. First down, Brennan Robinson on the far side, and he's forced out of bounds inside the 15.
And he had a great block out in front of him. I believe it was Karen Butler who managed to hold a block, allowing his running back to turn the corner and pick up that first down. That's always key on those stretch plays. It's not just about the agility of the running back. It's can the wide receivers hold their blocks.
First down, Archbishop Carroll. Minor Shaw hands off to Robinson again. He bounces to the left again. A flag flies on the play as Robinson is in for a touchdown. 14-yard touchdown rush, but with the flag down in the play around the line of scrimmage, we'll see if it stands.
It's likely going to be holding on the offense. And there you go. It's generally what happens when a flag goes on a running play around the line of scrimmage.
Hold against Archbishop Carroll will back him up 10 yards back to the 25-yard line. It'll be first and 20 coming up for the Patriots, and that's a big penalty from the Seton Hall Prep standpoint, trying to come up with a stop here. So they've chopped down the lead to just 13 points. Once trailed by as many as 20. Minor Shaw took the snap, but the play blown dead. Another whistle and a false start going against Archbishop Carroll.
Archbishop Carroll, after just driving down the field, just chunk runs all the way down. Fourth quarter starts, and what do? They go marching backwards.
So first and 25 with 11.5 left to go in the fourth quarter. 34-21 advantage for Archbishop Carroll. Trying to improve to 2-0 on the year. Seton Hall Prep in game number 1 of the season, starting and trying to go 1-0 here this week and this season. Minor Shaw looks over to the sideline along with the rest of the offense. Getting the signals relayed into him. My backup quarterback, Nick Lamy. Keep it on the ground with Raphael Manning. Manning's got some room to run. Gets up to the 20.
When you're in 1st and 25, that's the kind of play that you want to start things off. Backs the defense off the line a little bit, stretches the field out. And, of course, most importantly, it makes 2nd down a little bit more manageable.
The game was 9.
Get the ball up to the 20-yard line, still 2nd and long. Minor Shaw. Handoff, and met immediately was Manning at the line of scrimmage.
Carries for the Patriots.
Ball came out loose. Seton Hall Prep says they have it, but no indication of a fumble from the officials.
Looked like that was Henrik laying down the big hit on Manning.
Pirates are incredulous that they didn't get that fumble call.
Tyler Cook in on that stop.
Manning ruled to be down. 3rd and 15.
No gain. 3rd and 16.
Third and long. 4 receivers out. Minor Shaw looking to pass. Under some pressure. He's got room to run and takes off. Gets around 1 defender. Looking to get close. Picks up the 1st down. Stays on his feet, and he's in for a touchdown. Unbelievable from Russell Minor Shaw.
And that was an incredible run. I thought for sure he was going to get pushed out of bounds before he even picked up the 1st down. But when you're a former fullback on the run as a quarterback and you're in the open field, you are hard to stop. Russell Minor Shaw also showing incredible balance as he turns the corner, tiptoes along the far sideline there, and brings it in for the touchdown. That was an impressive drive, an impressive finishing play. Archbishop Carroll marches down the field, then gets backed up and is able to recover and take it in for the score. On the next drive, once again, I'd like to see Russell Minor Shaw air it out just a little bit more. Show me that your arm is okay.
Injury timeout as there is a player down on the far side for Seton Hall Prep. Getting up now, Matt Colantuono.
He got tangled up a little bit as Russell Minor Shaw went around the edge.
Nice round of applause from the fans here at Cardinal O'Hara High School. A great host for a couple of games here today and also game tomorrow as well as part of the Philly North Jersey Challenge. Kick from Giuliano Mastrocola is up and good. It's now a 41-21 lead in favor of Archbishop Carroll.
And meanwhile, here in the booth, we have a lovely yellow and black visitor. Got a little bee. You seem to be a little bit afraid of him there.
I just don't want to get bit or stung as it now flies out the emergency hatch up top. Speaking of yellow and black visitors, Paramus Catholic is going to be in here for game number 2 starting at 4 o'clock here on SFBN. They take on West Catholic, who will be the home team. Paramus Catholic, new coach, new year, looking to regain their state championship form from 2 years ago.
And
that's at 4 o'clock today.
Team too.
Yes, it is. A lot of storylines going on. They have a new coach who's also an old coach. A lot of new faces, a lot of new names here. In this game, though, 10-16 left to go. 20-point lead for Archbishop Carroll. Still not over for Seton Hall Prep. They still have a chance, but it's going to have to come together quickly for the Pirates.
And look, they've shown that the offense can get moving, and they've been operating out of short fields for the most part. But if Colantuono can't come back onto the field, if the receivers keep dropping passes, if Archbishop Carroll continues to dictate play in the trenches, it's going to be really tough for Aiden Gilman to move this offense down the field.
Looks like we have Xavier Lewis and P.J. Penders back to return the kick for Seton Hall Prep. First time we've said Penders' name today.
Another
short
line
kick.
drive, squib kick almost. Don't know if that was intentional.
Goes into Penders, who grabs it across the 20 before he's dragged down.
And just as I talk about them starting with good field position, Archbishop Carroll special teams on that short line drive of a kick finally comes up and makes a play.
41-21, Archbishop Carroll on top with 10-10 left to go. Seton Hall Prep huddling over on their sideline. They're going to need to come through with a big play for a touchdown at some point on this drive if they want to really just keep themselves alive in this game. Aiden Gilman back in at quarterback. He works with Luca Emilio. 4 wide receivers in the set. Takes the snap. Looks to pass off to the right side. It's complete outside the numbers. Still on his feet before eventually going down. Nolan Lumbey made the catch over on the far side.
Reception did cover 10 yards.
First down for Seton Hall. They go right back to work, spreading it out with 4 receivers once again. Gilman from the shotgun looks to pass, fires to the far side, complete. And another first down. This is Busby. A couple of quick strike first downs on the first 2 plays of the drive for Seton Hall Prep. Quickly back to the line. Goes Seton Hall. Hurrying things up here. Gilman looking to pass again. Finds the outside. That's Lumbey again. This time a pickup of just 4.
Gain of about 4 on the Gilman pass.
Gilman really getting them moving. I did just notice he's got a bit of a slow delivery with the football. He holds it low, so he's got to bring it up a bit higher, get it behind the ear before he fires it forward. He does put a lot of zip on the ball, which makes up for it a little bit. But if he holds the ball up a bit higher, he'll be able to get it out quicker.
Fires again to the outside and swatted away by Zebi Zarwi. Tried to get it to Dominic Busby. 3rd down and long for Seton Hall.
He does have that good motion that you see from a lot of the best quarterbacks. A very consistent throwing motion as well, which will get the ball out accurately. You just got to keep getting these quick passes, keep working the sidelines, and Seton Hall can keep moving the ball.
Gilman back to the shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side left. Takes the snap. He looks to the right. Fires in that direction. Complete to Busby. First down, Seton Hall Prep.
And one thing that's been surprising on this drive is even with these quick hits, he's throwing right at Zebi Zarwi, the star cornerback for Archbishop Carroll. But these wide receivers are getting these quick comeback routes that are finding space.
1st and 10, Seton Hall from the 46-yard line. Gilman looks to pass, steps up in the pocket, airs it out down the sideline. Diving play, can't make the catch. Dominic Busby had it go off his fingertips.
Just off his fingertips, incomplete. 2nd and 10.
So nearly a big connection on the far sideline from Aiden Gilman to Dominic Busby, but just a little bit too far on the pass.
And it really looked like a beautiful pass from Gilman, just glances off the fingertips of his receiver.
Same formation, 3 receivers left, 1 right. Gilman to pass, looking down to the right side. He fires, pass complete through tight coverage. On a window, it's Dominic Busby.
And I was saying at the end of the first half and the start of the second, the Busby and Gilman connection has to get going for Seton Hall to really move the ball, and it finally is on this drive. Busby and Gilman also showing some great communication there.
Timeout taken by Archbishop Carroll, as Dominic Busby has come alive here on this drive for Seton Hall Prep. He's been going one-on-one with Zebi Zarwi, but that time made the catch around him on a huge one to bring up 1st and 10 from the 25. But again, with 8:57 left, down by 20 points here in the 4th quarter, it's still an uphill battle for Seton Hall Prep, but at least they're doing the right things on this possession.
Yeah, and what Busby's really doing well, now that they finally got him flanked out wide. Earlier, he was mostly in line with the offensive line. Now they've got him flanked out wide, And right on that pass, you saw some great communication. It looked at first, and what Zarwi was probably expecting, was it was a fly pattern. Busby was just going to go deep, look for the ball down the sideline. Busby sees Gilman look over in his direction, quickly comes back to the ball as he saw Gilman throwing it to the back shoulder of on the back shoulder of Zarwi. Busby makes a great adjustment, and communication with the quarterback is always key in this kind of situation.
The Pirates spread it out on 1st and 10 from the 25. Gilman, deep drop, fires over the middle, too high for Matt Colantuono in the end zone.
Good to see Colantuono back on the field. A big offensive weapon for the Pirates so far here today.
Clock stopped with 8:52 left to go in the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 10. Gilman gets the play from the sideline and quickly to the line of scrimmage. Gilman looking for room, takes off running.
Ooh.
Tripped up just shy of the 20.
Gets slugged from the side as he tries to make something happen with his feet. Felt the pocket collapsing on his left side, tried to step up, and then boom, it collapses from the right side. What does he do? Finds open space and makes something happen with his legs.
Demetrius Hansen in on the stop for Archbishop Carroll. Now Gilman, designed roll out to the right. Fires on the run into the end zone for Busby. Touchdown, Seton Hall Prep. A 21-yard strike.
It's always nice for a quarterback when your first read is wide open. Busby just almost casually gets behind the Patriots defense and gives Seton Hall Prep another score. Gilman on the move is a great thrower just as much as he is in the pocket. And when you're allowing that kind of pressure on the quarterback, it's helpful to move the pocket. It gives him a bit more time, especially if he can throw on the run. And Gilman just throws a perfectly placed ball for Busby to just make an easy catch.
Oban's extra point up and good. 41-28. Officially a 22-yard touchdown pass from Aiden Gilman to Dominic Busby. First of presumably many times that they're going to hook up this season. Gets things back to a 13-point lead for Archbishop Carroll. And with 8:18 left to go, again, Seton Hall Prep not out of this game yet.
If I'm Aiden Gilman and that Pirates offense, I'm going to the sideline like, all right, we've got it. We're going to keep us in this game. All right, defense, it's your turn. Get us the ball back right now.
Archbishop Carroll has scored on each of their last 2 possessions and have only punted twice so far today in 6 possessions, which is pretty darn good. Or rather, twice in 8 possessions. One of them took us to the end of the half. It was, again, good offense from the Patriots so far today, as Russell Minor-Shaw has really captained this team out to this big lead.
Yeah, and he's been very impressive in all facets of the game. As we can't say it enough, Russell Minor-Shaw, this is only his 2nd game as a quarterback ever. This is a kid that does not look like he's a brand new quarterback. Yes, he still has a lot to work on, especially in terms of going through his progressions, making the right read, and reading the defense. But, man, he's got a good arm. It's strong. It's accurate. He can move well in the pocket. He's got a lot of potential.
Zebi Zarwi, Brendan Robinson back to receive the kick, and that one goes through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So it'll come on out with 8:18 left to go in the fourth. 41-28 the score in favor of Archbishop Carroll. Is now time for them to play keep away and just eat up as much of this remaining time as they possibly can.
Yep, Archbishop Carroll's strength so far today has been going to the ground. I would not be stunned if they did it here today. I also would not be stunned if they were just thought, let's go get a touchdown. Let's put this back at a 20-point deficit for Seton Hall Prep.
Breaking the huddle, Russell Minor-Shaw. As they spread it out with 4 receivers. 1st and 10 for the 20. Screen pass, far side. Completed on the outside. Karan Butler picks up 5 yards.
Butler. Gain of about 5. Tuano made that stop for the Pirates. Brings up
Second down and 5. Ball on the 25-yard line for the Archbishop Carroll Patriots. They lead by 13 here in the fourth quarter. Minor Shaw. Hand off to Josh Bowman. Gets back to the line. Pickup of a couple before he's spilled. Third manageable coming up for Archbishop Carroll, and Seton Hall Prep, a huge play coming up for them defensively.
Third and 3.
If Seton Hall Prep can make the stop here, and they've shown twice so far today they can make a big stop, if they can finally hold on defense, that can really be a big momentum swing for the Pirates, who every time they score, they've allowed an answer from Archbishop Carroll, allowed them to keep that lead at 20 or sometimes even more.
Minor Shaw looks to the sideline, gets the signals. Takes the snap, looks to pass, fire over the middle, and it is complete for a first down. Matt Zielinski making the catch.
And outside of a couple big passes down the sidelines, that's a lot of what Russell Minor Shaw has been able to work with here today. His wide receivers find space quickly around the linebackers in the middle of the defense, just settle into those pockets and wait for the ball to come their way.
Hand off, Bowman finds an edge to the left side, and he gets tripped up, but not before gaining 9 yards. First in on the hit was Matt Colantuono for Seton Hall Prep. Vincent Henrich was in there as well. Second down and a yard coming up as Carroll looks to pick up another first down and keep the chains moving as they wind it down, closer to 6 minutes remaining in the contest. Nearly midway through the fourth quarter as they bring in the tight end, Darrell Simpson Jr. That's big number 88 running to the far side of your screen. Ball on the left hash is Minor Shaw. Hands off. Jaleel Warren inside the tackles, picking up the first down.
Haven't seen as much of Jaleel Warren here today, but he is a guy who can get it done. 5 carries, 39 yards, and a touchdown last week.
Yeah, we've seen him catch a couple of passes. I believe that's only the first or second rush that he's had. First down and 10 for Archbishop Carroll. Ball on their own 48-yard line as they continue to just march down the field. And Patriots very clearly not looking to pick up huge chunks of yardage, just 4, 5, 6 yards at a time and keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and very content to, as you said, just keep the clock moving. They're fine just taking their time getting to the line as they really are busting through.
Raphael Manning with a pickup of over 15 yards on the sweep play.
Manning and Bowman have been incredibly difficult for Seton Hall Prep to bring down. Manning 6 for 34 last week. At the end of the first half, he only had 2 for 25. I think he's added at least another 25 yards so far this afternoon.
Most certainly. Bowman, Robinson, and Manning have all done a great job in the run game for Archbishop Carroll.
And Jaleel Warren contributing a bit here and there as well.
Warren lined up as a receiver here, slot to the left on 1st and 10 from the 39.
That's that 4-headed offensive monster for Archbishop Carroll.
Hand off to Manning. Manning with a burst of speed to the middle of the field. Raphael Manning rumbling toward the goal line. He stretches out. Touchdown!
Signal touchdown.
29 yards as Raphael Manning puts it into the end zone for the Patriots.
Raphael Manning just has some incredible speed, and man, does he adjust when he needs to. He bounces off tackles like they're nothing. Would-be tacklers, really. He doesn't go down. And as soon as he feels like he's got more space to one side, boom, he changes his angle. He's explosive.
Master Cola's extra point is good.
And that's a good feeling for Master Cola and the extra point unit for Archbishop Carroll after the struggles they had earlier.
48-28, 4:52 left to go in the fourth. That's the 4th rushing touchdown for Archbishop Carroll today. 4 different players have all taken it into the end zone on the ground for the Patriots. And when you think about what tonight's Stoll agency play of the game is going to be, you almost have to go back to Brennan Robinson in the first half, second quarter, 57 yards. He took it to the house. That was coming off of a drive where Archbishop Carroll had stalled out. They had punted, and then Robinson took it 57 yards for a touchdown. And that's going to be today's Stoll Agency play of the game. Stoll Bonds and Insurance specializes in the construction business industry. For all your bonding and construction insurance needs, please go to www.stollagency.com.
And that absolutely, for me, is the play of the game. It was really a momentum turner. They had just gotten the ball back before the end of the half, and instead of giving the ball back to Seton Hall Prep, giving them another chance to score, what do? They go down the field, 57 yards to Robinson, and they score to keep the momentum in their favor, heading into halftime, heading into the locker room, up 28-7 at the half. That's a deficit that when you go into the locker room, you don't feel good about coming back from if you're Seton Hall Prep. So that Robinson touchdown was a bit of a killer going into the locker room.
It was, and for Seton Hall Prep, they were able to keep it close. They didn't let Carroll pull away. They chipped away, got a little bit closer. They had some momentum in the third quarter, but now Carroll putting this game away with about 5 minutes left to go and a 20-point lead. Kickoff return across the 35 to the 40. Oh, the Pirates are not done yet. Down the sideline. And eventually dragged down. A flag comes out. And Seton Hall Prep is in prime position to strike back quickly.
Likely an illegal tackle. Seton Hall Prep might be getting even closer to the end zone.
Returned by Brian Shea.
Flag down on the play.
And Shea really fighting for every single yard. Broke at least 2 tackles there as a Archbishop Carroll Patriot heads to the sideline. Some sort of hand injury, it looks like. See if we can get a number on that.
Flag down at the 26-yard line.
And running back Jaleel Warren looks like he's clutching his hand on the sideline, getting looked at by the trainers.
Personal foul going against Archbishop Carroll is the penalty. We'll mark off 15 yards, and Seton Hall Prep got to be set up inside the 15-yard line.
And before that big return, I was thinking, with the speed that Seton Hall Prep moves their offense, they can potentially score quickly and stay in this game. And then when you think about the great field possession that they've been having, if they can get this ball into the end zone, if Gilman can get these passes out quickly, like he sometimes struggles to do, he sees his reads well, but he just has a slower delivery. If he can get these passes out quickly, they can keep themselves in this game with just under 5 minutes to go.
1st and 10 for the 13. Gilman to the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Dominic Busby.
He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that ball. Busby, on a long crossing pattern in the end zone, definitely had a good 2 steps on the defender, but just out of his reach.
Seen that now a couple of times here in the fourth quarter. Aiden Gilman trying to air it out for Dominic Busby and just a little bit too far out in front of him. 2nd and 10 from the 13. Gilman looks to pass again. Flush in the pocket as he takes off running. Pulls up, fires it to the end zone. Touchdown, Dominic Busby if he stayed in, but he didn't.
No, wasn't able to get either of his feet down. Lands out of bounds, but an impressive job both by Busby and Gilman to make something happen there. Gilman's initial reads break down. He leaves the pocket, doesn't have anybody open, so what happens? Busby, his biggest receiver, his most reliable target, finds some space near the back of the end zone, gives Gilman a target to throw to. He tries to just go up and get it, unable to come down in bounds, but still great communication between the two and a great catch by Busby.
3rd and 10 from the 13. Gilman waiting. Fires to the end zone again, a wobbling duck. That goes long. Just throwing that one away. 4th and 10.
To get that much on the ball while you're getting hit is pretty tough. Gilman doing a great job of keeping his feet moving. You see, as he's going through his reads, looking for an open receiver, his feet never stop moving. He stays in the pocket as long as he can. He buys time and eventually just has to get rid of it.
4:21 left to go. Gilman gets the play in from the sidelines and relays it to the offense in the huddle. 4th down and 10. Ball on the 13-yard line. Seton Hall Prep trailing by 20. They've taken 3 shots at the end zone and come up empty. Gilman, end zone, Colum can't make the catch, and it's snake eyes for Seton Hall Prep.
Not sure what happened there with Colum. Only gets one hand up for the ball. I'd like to see a bit better effort there from a great wide receiver for Seton Hall Prep, but that might be the backbreaker in the game for the Pirates. You get great field position, a penalty moves you into the red zone right off the bat, and then nothing. Aiden Gilman with some very well-placed balls for his wide receivers. Busby not able to come down with one. That one going off the hands of Colum, and nothing happening offensively for the Seton Hall Prep Pirates.
4:17 left to go as Archbishop Carroll takes back over, leading by 20 points. Yeah, when you start a drive on the 13-yard line of your opponent, can't come away with points. That's a heartbreaker. Shotgun for Minor Shaw. Keep it on the ground with Bowman.
Josh Bowman carries for the Patriots.
And we saw in the last drive, Archbishop Carroll able to really grind out drives. They can play. They can speed up their tempo when they need to, but they can also slow it down and burn out the clock. And we're already inside of 4 minutes here.
Also, Kasim Akinruli DeWitt.
Archbishop Carroll showing absolutely no pep in their step. Not that they need to.
They are in absolutely no rush to go anywhere. After putting up 42 points against Alney last week, he didn't think they'd be able to duplicate that, and they didn't. They just put up 48 instead.
Yeah, they just did them one touchdown better. Bowman picks up a first down for the Patriots. That'll move the chains with 3:21 remaining.
Gain of 8. That Josh Bowman carry is good for a Patriot first down.
So Archbishop Carroll looking ahead to their next game next week against Boys Latin. So they round this one out, try to get to 2-0 on the year.
Oh, hey, our little friend is back. Oh, maybe it's a different one. We got a little hornet wasp in here. See if he wants a post-game interview.
He can buzz off inside 3 minutes to go.
Well, we have been saying Busby a lot today.
Bowman dragged down up the sideline, a flag down on the tackle.
I was going to say, it looked like a horse collar tackle to me. I did not see the flag at first, but gets dragged down by the back of his jersey.
And Nick Gullitis took him down from behind. They call it face mask against Gullitis. Yeah, it didn't quite look like a horse collar because he didn't get inside the pads or inside the jersey. But it did look a little funky, yeah.
It definitely did not look like he got his face mask from our position. That's on the near sideline to us. But what do you know?
I've learned not a lot. Midfield is where the ball is spotted. First down and 10 for Archbishop Carroll. 2:33 left to go in the game. Russell Minor Shaw, what a game he has had. 3 passing touchdowns and a 20-yard scramble for a touchdown. He takes off here. Could he go for 50? Takes it back to the far side. Spins off one man but can't get down any further than the 25-yard line. Russell Minor Shaw with another big play for the Patriots.
And if there's one thing for Seton Hall Prep to be happy about, it's that the clock stopped for the first down. I honestly thought for a second Russell Minor Shaw was looking to get out of bounds, forgetting what the score was. Stays in bounds, but boy, can that kid run. They must have, as good of a quarterback as they've been, they must have, Archbishop Carroll must have really not had a ton of options at quarterback, because it seems like Russell Minor Shaw would have been a great running back.
Certainly got an abundance of running backs, as here's Raphael Manning on the carry to the far side. Manning still on his feet. Dragged down at about the 20-yard line, pickup of 5 or 6.
And meanwhile, just so you know, as we mentioned Raphael Manning, his backfield mate, Jaleel Warren still getting looked at by the trainers on the sideline. Looks like maybe something's being taped up. Can't tell for sure, but does not appear that he will be going back into this game. Not that the injury is necessarily too serious, but he's still on the sideline being looked at. And another Archbishop Carroll player is down. It's been as despite the win, they've had a number of players need to be checked out by the trainers. This one looks like maybe he's just dealing with some cramps or a pulled hamstring.
Inside, a minute remaining. Archbishop Carroll just trying to run out time. Minor Shaw takes it. They'll keep it on the ground. First down. And touchdown. Brennan Robinson, second of the day. 20 yards to Pater.
And with 45 seconds left, that'll likely do it. Fantastic. I don't know that there was a single time, at least in the second half, maybe in the early first half, that we could say, oh, a bad run there by whichever of the four fantastic Archbishop Carroll running backs had the ball. These guys, they break tackles, they bounce off tackles, they see the field well, they're patient allowing the blocks to develop in front of them, and they just keep scoring.
Mastrocola on for the extra point. It's ugly and no good.
Special teams is probably the only thing that Archbishop Carroll has had problems with.
54-28. Archbishop Carroll on top of Seton Hall Prep. And, you know, you think back to a couple of plays in that second quarter that really were turning points. One of them, obviously, Brennan Robinson's first touchdown rush, the 57-yarder, but also that goal line stand made by Archbishop Carroll as Seton Hall Prep got it down to the 1-yard line and was able to hold on Seton Hall's final possession in that first half, I should say. And when Aiden Gilman tried to rush in, Zebi Zarwi came up and made the stop on a huge play.
And that was easily our All-American Sporting Goods hard hit of the game. Zebi Zarwi comes up, makes a great open field tackle on the 1-yard line on quarterback Aiden Gilman right at the end of the second quarter, slams him backwards down to the ground, does not allow the quarterback to juke by him. So that was our All-American Sporting Goods hard hit of the game. For all your sports equipment and apparel, shop at All-American Sporting Goods, located at the corner of Cotman and Tabor in Northeast Philadelphia. For more information, call 215-342-6141. And that really was an incredible hit by Zebi Zarwi.
It certainly was. He's made his impact felt on the defensive side of the ball today for Archbishop Carroll. So they're looking to close out a 54-28 win with 45 seconds left. Short kickoff, checks up, and it's fielded for Seton Hall Prep. This is Xavier Lewis spinning around, still on his feet. They haven't blown the play dead, my goodness. And there it is. He's finally brought down up at the 44-yard line as Lewis just refused to go down. Even with 40 seconds left in the game, love the effort out of Seton Hall Prep.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they just try and get a score in or they just kneel the ball. 36.5 seconds to go. They know that they're not going to win this. I was kind of wondering if Coach Fitzgerald wishes that his returner had just gone to the ground on the first hit just to stop the clock. I'm sure quarterback Aiden Gilman would like to get one more score, but we'll see what happens.
Gilman's thrown 3 touchdowns today. One to Tim Macco, one to Dominic Busby, one to Nick Gullis. Shotgun set for Aiden Gilman. He'll look to pass on 1st and 10 from the 45. Slings it to the outside, incomplete. That stops the clock with 31.9 seconds remaining.
Intended for Busby.
Dominic Busby, the intended receiver on the play.
Zebi Zarwi.
Again, we have one more game on the slate today. 4 o'clock scheduled kickoff between West Catholic and Paramus Catholic. Big matchup of some teams looking to regain championship form. Gilman to the near side, pass juggled and incomplete, intended for P.J. Penders.
If that doesn't encapsulate the entire afternoon for Aiden Gilman, I don't know what does. He's got a wide open man on the screen pass, and P.J. Ponders just drops it right off his hands once again. Fifth or sixth time that's happened with one of his wide receivers. And Aiden Gilman, despite every single possible effort he could have given, is coming away with a loss.
Keep it on the ground with Luca D'Amelio.
He's got to be happy with Luca D'Amelio, though. The entire team has to. This is a kid that does not give up once the ball is in his hands. He gets every single yard he has available to him and more.
First down for Seton Hall Prep from the 45-yard line of Archbishop Carroll. 15 seconds remaining. They don't have to get a playoff, and it looks like they won't. Final seconds will tick off the clock in quarter number 4. The final score here today, it's the Archbishop Carroll Patriots 54 and the Seton Hall Prep Pirates 28. With the victory, Archbishop Carroll moves to 2-0 on the season, undefeated in the Kyle Detweiler era, and Seton Hall Prep falls to 0-1.
And we kind of expected a bit from Seton Hall Prep. New head coach, new defensive formation, new offensive style. Only half of both their offense and their defense had new starters, and they were not on the same page a lot. The defense especially struggled. Aiden Gilman put the offense in every possible opportunity to succeed. Wide receivers just let him down today. That's plain and simple. The offensive line didn't do much for him also, but they held up at times. Defensively for Seton Hall Prep, there's a lot to question. This 4-3 defense did absolutely nothing to stop the run game of Archbishop Carroll. They also couldn't stop much of the passing game. Not that Archbishop Carroll is the biggest passing team, but there was still a lot of wide open wide receivers all over the place.
Russell Minor-Shaw, quarterback for Archbishop Carroll, threw for 3 touchdowns today, including a 75-yarder to Coran Butler. 5 touchdowns on the ground for the Patriots as well. Josh Bowman, a 75-yarder. Brennan Robinson had 2. One went for 57, one went for 21. Raphael Manning, a 25-yard scamper. And Minor-Shaw, a 20-yard rush himself, as he was really the standout star for Archbishop Carroll on a field that was just filled with strong contributions.
Yeah, it was really a team effort offensively for Archbishop Carroll, but if one player stood out, it's got to be Russell Minor-Shaw. He can do it all. He runs the ball. He dictates the offense. He throws the ball well. And after some struggles in the early going, his big offensive line really stepped up, gave him time, and got good pushes for him and the running backs to get moving. Archbishop Carroll, outside of the special teams, has got to be happy as they look ahead to their next game.
54-28 winner for the Archbishop Carroll Patriots. The rain's starting to come down. We will take one final thought here in the game, wrap things up, and we'll be back at 4 o'clock as Paramus Catholic takes on West Catholic here at Cardinal O'Hara High School. We'll have that game for you here on SFBN. For my partner, Moshe Kravitz, Joe Vasile saying so long from Springfield, 54-28, Archbishop Carroll, the victor today. They move to 2-0 on the season.